Don't be too nervous. There's only 18 people that give a goddamn about this, so
We haven't.
not,
Night.
not too big of a deal.
Should I announce it? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hi Kai, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm happy to say my throat doesn't hurt today, so good timing for helping with this.
Were you sick?
Yeah, just like yesterday, started the morning with a scratchy throat, and by the end of the day, it felt like I was dying.
Oof. Yeah, bummer.
I just woke up from 12 hours sleep, so I'm feeling a little bit recuperated. How are you?
Well, I'm doing all right. I'm setting up. Do you guys think it would be a bad idea for me to stream the game on my screen while we do this?
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay.
I hope I don't get a copyright strike for this.
I'm gonna beat it on danger mode today on stream.
Matthew
Impressive
blocked
multitasking.
Yeah, if you're gonna stream it, we could also like talk about stuff that's happening in the game as it happens, in addition to the questions.
Yeah, totally. All right, we got 53 people. Now you can get
good
nervous,
Lord.
August. Now we got some people in here.
Okay.
Do we want to wait a little bit or see if anyone who had a good
Uh,
question is in here?
Let's wait like 5 minutes and let everybody show up.
All right.
Take your
I
seats.
still see
everybody.
people pouring in. While they wait, they can check out the new shirts that if you bought one, it's coming to you.
Oh, snazzy.
So sick.
All right. Gonna play and overwrite this old file.
You know what? I need to switch computers because my computer cannot handle a stage.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing? Blow up that chat. F's in chat. If everyone's doing well. Hell yeah. Let me know you're live. F's in chat.
Good job, guys.
That's a good F. I see a really big F there. We need the bigger the F, the better, I think. If we can just do more of those.
To the Danny Derms person, I think Matthew's recording this, right?
Yes, I'm recording it.
So if you upload it somewhere, then you guys can all go watch it.
Matthew, the archive wizard.
Oh, I like that big F with the key. Ooh, with the finger pushing it? That's good. Could we do that, but could we make that 20 times bigger? Could we... Yeah, is there just a way that it could stretch the whole length of my screen, though, is the thing. These just aren't quite big enough. You see, these are only a small portion of the screen. I'd like them to be the full size of the screen. Yeah, see, this is too small. When I click on it, it needs to be... This is getting there. This is better. Could we quadruple the size of this? Anybody that's worked on this game with me knows that this is how making the game with me goes. I just demand more and more and more.
It's true.
Bigger, better. Yeah, this one's good. I like this. That's big. Very good. More of that. F's in chat to show us you're live. You know, while we wait for Will to swap computers. You know, let's see if this chat has a pulse. This is good. I'd like the flame to move, though. Could we resubmit this with the moving flame? And bigger.
Will says he's requesting to speak. Invite to speak.
Oh, there he is. Sorry. We got a little carried away with the F's in chat. We forgot about you. Ooh, this one's very good. Can we do that?
Well, that's fun.
But Could we do more of him doing that? Like 3 or 4 of him doing that side by side by side? If we could just enter that, that'd be great.
I like the guy with teeth.
This one's good. I like that. Good job. Yeah, well, I guess we can get started here soon. I'm just going to be playing through on danger mode on my screen if anybody wants to watch that while we answer questions.
We'll go.
But
through all the
I guess
people-
mods.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I compiled a list from the forum of all the people who had good questions, and we're gonna go with the people who wanted to ask themselves first.
Okay.
But if you're not in here, I'll just save it for later and read it for you. Do we have a Moya 4466?
Come on up.
And go
Don't worry. There's only 75 people in here. Bacon Cat has requested.
I don't
Is
think
that
that's-
Moya?
I don't think so.
No, that's just Bacon Cat. But I mean, yeah, Bacon Cat can come on up if they got something good to say.
Do you have a question, Bacon Cat?
He said no.
Oh. No. How
Bacon
about
Cat does not have a question.
a
Okay.
Jerboas?
That's
That's oomph.
What does OOMP stand for again? I know someone told me one time.
That's one of my followers.
yeah.
One of my followers. But you guys say it like you're friends. Like it's like, oh, that's my friend.
Yeah, it's kind of just evolved to mean
Yeah.
like friend.
Shouldn't it be oomph with 2 M's? So it's one of my mutual followers? Because then it's like, you know, it's a mutual
Oomph.
friendship kind of thing.
Well, I think it originally didn't always mean like someone that you were mutuals with, but then it like
Mm.
evolved to mean that because it's like funnier to say.
Oomph. Yeah. Bunch of oomphies. Do you guys nickname it?
Yeah, we
Please.
know.
Jeez.
Oompies. So we don't have a Jerboas?
I'm already recording this. Don't worry.
Thanks, man.
This this Q&A is going so well.
Damn.
First we just
So
talk
many
about F's in the
questions.
chat for 10 minutes and then we just talk about oomps for an hour. This is
Do we
I
have
think we're done. I
someone?
think-
gotta be someone with a question out there.
Do we have someone named Not a Spy with an underscore? Come
I think
on
people
up.
are probably just nervous because there's so many people now. 74 people.
That's okay. I understand. But don't be nervous. We're very nice people.
You could also just type it if you don't want to say it.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
to speak. I don't care.
I think we should do the asked by one of the mod
Dude.
ones first.
Yeah. Do we just want to move on?
Yeah.
Did we decide if I was gonna say everyone's names?
Yes.
Okay. We have a question from Maddie, who said, "Do either of you have a favorite line of dialogue in the game?"
Good question. I don't know. Everybody just go around and say your favorite. I need to think about mine.
Yeah, I need to. Well, I haven't watched a full playthrough yet, so I don't know what the context is. You know, there's a few I really remember enjoying recording, like the Seth lines. It's like not so much the lines themselves, but the fact that we just recorded feedback live. Right?
Yeah.
Just very authentic airport feel.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
That
then
was really funny.
I remember for the very last scene where I'm rooting around in Stoney's backpack and finding the non-functional tokens when I was originally recording it. I was just like, what is all this crap that's in your backpack? And Andrew was like, you know, you're about to die. You need to be a little more, you need to be a little more excited and in the moment.
Yeah,
But,
the way you delivered the lines was just like, like, oh, I guess shoot these out of the ship. Like it was like such a nonchalant conversation. But I actually kind of liked those original lines because it almost makes it funnier that you don't give a shit that you're about to die.
Yeah, I mean, you should have kept them.
I've got them somewhere. Maybe for the DLC, we'll add them back in.
My favorite bit was in watching my dad record his voice lines for the dish lady.
Dude, your dad killed it. Your dad killed it. They were so good.
Yeah, I'm glad everyone's been enjoying it. I sent him the little clip of you guys talking about it from the stream the other day, and he enjoyed that. He had a good time because he loves doing accents, so he did a bunch of different ones. And yeah, you picked your favorite from the variety that he supplied. So that was fun.
I think.
Oh,
go ahead.
You go ahead.
I think my favorite line, now that I've thought about it, is when Will says, "You called my mom," when they mention emergency contacts being contacted. I think that's just a real good. That's a real good line.
Yeah.
I love the launch button joke. It's funny because that joke, that the whole game is based around that joke, kind of. We had written that joke so long ago, and I was so excited to put it in the game. And I love it, but I don't think it quite landed for everybody else the way that it lands for me. But that's my fave.
I'll say the one that made me laugh the hardest was the exchange between Trait and the dragon. Just because all the fan art on the wall and it made me cringe so bad. But that's how you know that it was well written.
Yeah, I remember you messaged me and you're like, this scene makes me feel so self-conscious because it's making fun of super fans, you know? Which is good. I mean, that was the intention. And I'm glad that you guys took it on the cheek, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily mean for it to make fun of super fans. I think that the character just is a super fan, and I thought it's more funny, just Stoney's reaction to waking up in Trait's body and finding out that Trait has kind of betrayed him.
Hooking up with the dragon behind his back and talking shit about him. And then Stoney's like, my friend would never fucking say that about me. And the dragon's like, you said that.
And I like you that you did the my friend. I mean, I would never do that to me. I mean, my friend.
Yeah, it's very, very reminiscent to the One Date Danger playthrough.
Oh yeah,
where
that was peak.
Yeah, where I accidentally picked Stoney, not realizing that you are interacting with Stoney in the game.
The funny thing about that is that there's code in the game where if you put Stoney as your name, it doesn't let you, and it changes your name to Shithead automatically. But because you put baloney at the end, it didn't work.
Ah, good.
I had planned for that to not happen, and you still found a way to make it happen.
Hey, that's bug fixing. Someone always finds a way.
Do we want to move on to the next question?
Sure.
Yeah.
Someone named Lemon Thing asked, how did you guys come up with the designs for Trait, Stoney, and Cosset?
Well, for this game, I mean, Stoney came from Remy Boydell's original concept off the One Trait High album. So that character had been solidified. Trait would be more of a question for Will.
Well, Remy helped me with Trait too. I don't think I had much in mind other than basically putting one of the creatures from Twin Fantasy in a gas mask, and then it's pretty much Trait pretty much hasn't evolved much beyond that.
Yeah, and then Tommy we pretty much just ripped that from One Date Danger, but One Date Danger also kind of got that from Remy Boydell's concept of Tommy from Lombardi's world. So it's all kind of a circular, it all just builds circularly on itself. If I see cool fan art, I have no problem just being okay, that's how it's going to look from now on. You know, if someone does it better than we've got it, for sure, I'll replace it.
Yeah, Cosset was the same. I very much based him on the One Day Danger stuff.
Yeah, totally. And I think that was all original because Cosset had never really been drawn before. Is that right?
Yeah, Cosset just kind of like, that's just how I pictured him in my head, was just like because he's a spider in Lombardi's world. Like there's the spiders with Ethan's face on
Right.
him.
Yeah, so I guess you did draw from a little bit from the lore that he's an arachnid. But like you just came up with that drawing on your own.
He's like kind of inspired by this character named Muffet from Undertale, and also like Widowmaker from Overwatch, like the color palette.
Oh yeah,
where it's like the
that makes
spider
sense.
themes.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I kind of went for like a. Oh, sorry. No, I went for like an emo older brother vibe.
Yeah, I really like that.
Sweet.
Yeah, no, it came out great.
Someone named Stony in Chocolate Town, I love that name, asked what inspired the medieval approach to the visuals.
I feel like we talked about this on the other stream, so I want to make sure we get it right, so we're consistent. What did we say, Will, before? I mean, I think it was based off of the song "A Different Time" that
it was
never
the first
released.
piece. And
that song just sounded medieval.
For a while, that was just a separate thing from the video game. Because our original idea for the video game was like modern day, trying to get to the stage, but fighting your way through the different levels to get there, sort of thing. And then, at some point, you started recording a more full version of "It Was a Different Time," and started having it more in mind that the game itself would be medieval.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that song just kind of sounded medieval, and it sort of. It was never meant to be necessarily medieval, but the words "a different time," and then just the instrumentation that we used in the studio that day, it just sounded medieval, and so then it just kind of took off from there. It's one of those things where the bit kind of spiraled out of control and ended up being a 3-year project. Sometimes the bit will spiral, and you end up here.
We were recording Madlow era, right?
Yeah. This was you were not in the studio one day for some reason. I forget why. Yeah, and I was just like, Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I remember that I was like I had an anxiety attack the day before, so I just called it in sick, basically.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you had that scare on the highway or whatever. Yeah. And so we were just like, okay, well, we should do something productive in the studio. But like when Will's not there, it's like, Will's the visionary on the car seat stuff. So when he's not there, it's kind of difficult to like stick with the vision on our own. We need our director basically. And when he's not there, it's like, okay, well, let's do something that we can direct ourselves. And I was like, well, I've got this funny song that I could direct us on. And, so I just had Ethan and Seth sort of like set up their instruments and we made this song together. And then Will came in the next day and he thought it was so funny. He's like, wait, I got this idea for these vocals, and he recorded this really, really like, it was honestly like beautiful, like vocal. I don't know what you'd call it. Sort of like a waterfall of vocals that all start like a beat offset from each other. So it sort of went like, it was a different time. And they all sort of like kept going in unison, just offset. And we had all this, it sounded so cool. We had it all recorded, and then it got deleted accidentally at the end of that session. And yeah, I was able to recover a lot of the original files, but Will's original vocals were truly lost. But yeah, like the whole project file was lost. So all we have are like the raw waves of that first day that the three of us without Will recorded. But yeah.
So did
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, did the music come before the idea for the game?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, this would have been before Lombardi's World was even made, because this was in 2020 when we were finishing up Madlow. So like, it might have even been earlier. Is that possible? 2019 when we were recording, or were we in 2020 when that was happening?
Yeah, but wasn't Lombardi's World like? That took longer than a year to make, didn't it?
No, that took 9 months, and that started right at lockdown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like I
Um,
remember after we finished the like doing our album mixing and stuff, lockdown happened shortly after, and then that's when I started working on Lombardi's World.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I think at the time it was a different time, was just a one-off song. You weren't necessarily thinking of it in relation to a game.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
it wasn't until, so what year did you start Escape? That was
That would have been
2022?
December 2021.
21. Okay.
Yeah, so like the very end of 21, and now we're 3 years later, the end of 24.
So how
Yeah.
soon after Lombardi's World did you decide you wanted to do like another game?
Not that soon, because I told myself I'd never do it again.
Okay.
And I broke that promise real bad. So I mean, I think it was just kind of as simple as I played Vampire Survivors and I really liked it, and I was like, oh, this could be a really fun way to set up a One Trait Danger game.
Yeah.
And then like literally that week, I probably just started toying around in Unity, not thinking that it would be that big of a deal or we'd spend that much time on it. And then, of course, the way my brain works, once I start a project, it just like I have to finish it. So 3 years later, here we are.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I think it was kind of just like off the cuff. Like I didn't really think it through very much. It's sort of just like, oh, let's try to do this for like a little 1TD game, and then it spiraled out of control.
Crazy.
I call that my CBDB, my chronic bit disease, when you just take the bit 3 years too far
Yeah,
to a whole new planet.
I mean, I like taking bits far. Like that's basically what One Trait Danger is. It's just bits that have like serious production behind them, and you take them way too far. Like that's what makes it interesting, because usually bits are like dumb and stupid and short-lived, but if you can make a bit long-lived, it makes it way cooler. But yeah, it's a lot of work and it's hard to maintain for sure.
So I have good news. There's someone in here who has a spoken question and wants to ask it.
Our savior.
Cool. Bring
so
him
if
in.
you want to request to speak, you can ask your question.
Someone said, Andrew, you're throwing.
Are you kidding me? I'm undefeated on danger mode.
You might catch up to me. I got a 20. on my
Hello.
first round.
Hello.
Hi. Let me pull up my question so I can read it verbatim. What are some of your biggest influences and or inspirations that can be seen within the game, and what is their importance to you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, Vampire Survivor is definitely a big inspiration. I mean, obviously, the main game loop is very similar, but it's just a very fun game loop, so it can work in a lot of different ways. Yeah, I mean, besides Vampire Survivors, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, this game's a mishmash of a lot of different genres. Like, there's literally a boss where you have to drive in a car. You know, like there's just so many games wrapped up in one. We basically made like 10 different games in one and just gave you little tidbits of all 10. So yeah, it's hard to say where the other direct inspirations come from, but yeah, Vampire Survivors for sure. And was there another part of the question?
Oh.
The full question, their influences and inspiration and what's their importance to you. I guess that could also entail just like characters and certain things that show up in the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, characters, it's pretty much all off the albums. I guess Trillion is the only new character. Is that right, Knives? You're kind of the lore guru.
Well, if you're not counting like all the NPCs in the town square, then yeah, Trillion is the only like new character.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, the inspiration from Trillion, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's like an Elon Musk type, rich, trillionaire character that buys a planet, basically. So I would say, yeah, that's the just rich tech billionaires is the inspiration for that character. And August, you said you were going to say something?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that I think the only time that I like directly was drawing on another game was when we were talking about the Trillion boss fight, and I was like, "This looks like a Lego Batman 2."
Oh
That's
yeah,
like
you
his...
said that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like
if we
his
had
niche.
had
Yeah.
if we had more time, it would have been cool to do something like that Lego Batman fight. It was this fight where was it Batman or Superman?
Lego Batman 2, specifically the second one.
Because it was like, I remember this scene of you flying behind his shit, like the ship, and you're like shooting it. It's like a very third-person camera behind the ship. Is that right?
Yeah. So it's like they're like both 3D objects, and then you're like, I think there were like different areas we have to shoot, like shoot out engines and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
And
fun.
if we had more time, that would have been cool to add to the Trillion fight to give it a little more dynamics. But yeah, that was a cool boss fight for sure.
Yeah. Next time, next game.
Next game. God, I don't even want to think about it.
Well, thank you, Axo, for the question, and thank you for being
Awesome.
brave.
Thank you for the answers. Peace. Stay
Thank
safe,
you.
I guess.
Thank you.
I just leave the stage. Yeah,
Yeah.
So now we kick them out and ban them from the server. Is that how this
Gone
goes?
forever. Matthew, did you want to go next?
You skipped the question, I think.
I did?
Yes, the mods one.
Oh. Someone named Iwakura's with a Z asks, are you cool with people making fan mods of your games, and have any mods been made already? And applies for both One Trade Escape and Lombardi's World.
Totally cool with it. More than cool with it. I think people should do it. I fully support it. I think that's awesome. Yeah, like as long as you're not selling like our IP, you know, like selling stuff with Stoney's face on it and shit, like I love that stuff. I love fan art. I love fan projects. Like, think about it from my perspective. Like, it's free advertising for our universe. Like, of course I love that. So totally okay with it. Very much supportive of it. I wish I knew how to make it more easy for fans to do it. Like, I know there's ways you can code the game to like allow fans to slot in their own custom skins and stuff, but I think that takes a lot of work and we just didn't have the time to do that. But yeah, if you can figure out how to do it on your own, like totally. Absolutely.
I am just waiting for the day that someone finds some way to put a Bad Apple in a One Trade Escape, or like Doom or something.
What's Bad Apple?
Bad Apple. So there's this meme in the Toho fandom. I don't know if you know what that is, but there's a meme
I don't
that
know Toho.
if there's anything that like it has a screen or like it has two colors, you can play Bad Apple on it because it's like a music video.
Toho Bad Apple.
Yeah.
Like this? T-O-H-O?
Or there's
to who?
Yeah.
Is this fucked up if I click this?
I don't think so.
No.
You just go to YouTube and look it up.
Wait, will that give me a copyright strike?
You can read it.
To who Bad Apple videos. This?
Yeah.
At Amica Insurance.
Oh, I don't like that at all. Okay. What are we doing here? Okay.
It's
So
like
who's this? Is this to who?
Yeah. There's like it's like a very well-known music video in like anime communities.
But when you say put Bad Apple in the game, how does that work?
I saw
Like what?
a video where like someone took like actual apples and like carved frames from the video and like put Bad Apple onto an actual apple. But
I
it's like
see.
Toho fans will find literally any way to make anything about Toho. So I've just been
40
waiting.
million views?
Yeah.
40 million?
Yeah.
On this?
Yeah, it is very well known. It's very famous.
See, this is one of those internet moments where I'm just like, I don't understand it at all. I don't belong here.
You just had to be
40
there.
million views on that? That's so
Yeah.
confusing.
I've always said that I want One Trade Danger to turn into Toho, where One Trade Danger fans will make anything about One Trade Danger.
I mean, hey, I'm all for it. And I kind of feel like 1TD fans do it a lot. I mean, the amount of fan art that comes out for a project as small as One Trade Danger is actually incredible. Like the fan artists out there, Knives, you included, it's incredible how much content you guys are putting out. Like it blows my mind. And it's cool because it's sort of, you know, self-perpetuates the fandom, right? Like the more content there is being made by the fans, the more fans you get. And then those fans make more content, you know?
Yeah, it's very great. What
well, I wish you the best of luck putting Bad Apple in here.
Oh, yeah. I forgot, like, how I started talking about Toho. Sir, did you want to ask the next question?
Sure. This is from Scranton96. What was the biggest obstacle you encountered individually during the making of One Trade Escape, and how did you overcome it?
Ooh, biggest obstacle. That's a good question. There was a lot of big ones. A lot of them I just called Jeremy, who's our main coder. Yeah, unfortunately he couldn't be here. He's on vacation back in Australia. But yeah, I mean, he was there to help solve major coding issues, and you know, him and I ran into plenty of issues combined ourselves. But I think probably the hardest thing was just the overall balance of the game. Like, it's really hard to overstate how difficult it is to make a game feel fun. And like, I think we could have even done much better than we did, but I'm really proud of where it is right now, because like the amount of work it takes to like be like, okay, I'm going to make a Vampire Survivors game. And then once you start unpacking what that really means, it's like, okay, well, how much health does enemy 1 have? How much health does enemy 2 have? How much damage does weapon 1 have? How much damage does weapon 2 have? What happens when you level up that weapon? Like, there's so many levers that you pull. And when you pull one lever, it affects 500 different other levers on the other side. And it's really hard. Balancing is really, really hard to pull all those levers just the right way to make the game feel fun, and the macro progression to feel good, and the cost of the items at the merchant be the right cost, and the amount of ingredients you need to craft stuff at the blacksmith feel right. Like, it's just a lot of work. And like, I'm sure professional studios have, you know, ways to do it mathematically, and I'm sure we could have thought of it too, but like, because we have personally limited math knowledge and time and skill, I just basically had to play the game like 100 times through and just tweak as I went along. And that was extremely tedious and really hard to do. So yeah, that'd be the hardest thing.
My biggest obstacle, well, my main role was kind of tying the plot together and getting a script written out, and the way that the game was being worked on, like a lot of the elements were already in place by the time I came in, including the length of cutscenes and the shots that were being used. So, you know, there was like this very basic working script that Andrew had that I wasn't, you know, that neither of us really wanted it to be the lead script. But then in sort of working a larger plot into the game, we had to use basically the same structure and the same shots in order to tell that story. But that was kind of fun because it was almost like approaching a dub, where it's like you get a dub of it, you get a Japanese game that you're supposed to dub into English or something.
Yeah.
So we were just, you know, I was really just trying to write based on the shots that we had and the length of time that we had. And we were able to come up with a lot of ideas that were not in it originally, like the whole brain chip idea, which ends up tying into a bunch of different plot lines there. That was not a part of the original script. Originally, Stoney, when he first lands on Mars, I think he just sees a penny and bends over to pick it up.
Yeah. We hadn't decided on the object, but yeah, you just like see something shiny or something. Yeah.
But then, and I guess the way that it first came up is that originally the very first cutscene where they're both in the airport, there wasn't any dialogue. It was
it's just music.
Music. And so I kind of said, well, we need to set up plot and lore for how this game is going to work, because it didn't really make sense. Like, they're just at the airport and then they're suddenly on a different planet. So
Well, if you remember the original idea, remember we had Knives. Sorry, Knives, do a bunch of work that we didn't end up using. But we had like this intro scene before that cutscene started, where it was sort of comic book frames,
okay,
and it was like explaining like Trillion is this, whatever trillionaire that capture people, and it was just like it got the story across, but it wasn't very interesting. And then we had the music play, and then the two of them met up at the airport, and you were like, "No, like this, we could do this in a much more interesting way." And I'm glad you said it, because I think it turned out way better.
Yeah, and I think that would have just been a long intro before any gameplay happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, we condensed it so that the dialogue could reveal the plot. But when we were first doing that, you were like, "Well, how's that going to work? They're not even in the same location." So I just said, "Well, obviously they have this brain chip that you've been into." Because that's been a running gag in Car Seat for years, is Andrew is just waiting for the day that we can all get brain chips and talk to each other remotely.
Yeah.
Store all our
Yeah,
memories.
that has been. That's another one of those bits that kind of just spiraled into this game.
Yeah. But then once we put it in the game, it really worked, because you had the shaman and the scenes with Trait. And originally the scenes with Trait were just going to be Trait, but you had that first shot where Trait is looking into the mirror, and I was like, well, what if it's actually Stony and he wakes up in Trait's body after smoking the pot?
Right.
So and then the tutorial as well, like the idea that the chip fell out, and now that you put it back in, you have to start with the tutorial. That was another way that it was able to tie in.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff where, even though the structure was already there, once we started really ironing out the plot details, it turned into more something that was fun to pay attention to and see how things were fleshing out as the game went on.
Yeah, and it's fun to work under constraints sometimes. Like it can make you more creative to be like, okay, well, this scene is 29 seconds long. How do we fit all these jokes in there? I think that can work out a lot sometimes.
So how long did it take to get like a script that you were like completely happy with?
Not that long. I mean, dude, Will's so good at this stuff. Like, Will's a phenomenal writer, so it's not like it's hard for him. I mean, maybe it's hard, but it doesn't seem like it is.
Well, there's not a lot of Go on.
Oh, go ahead. There you go.
I was just gonna say there's also not a lot of actual script. I think the hardest part was kind of ironing out, because there weren't a lot of opportunities for these cutscenes, because also all of them had, you had to calculate, how much time are we going to spend, animating these cutscenes and getting that in. So I think that, it was more of a logistical problem, and I feel like, I mean, we definitely had multiple sessions about it, and it was kind of like at least one writing session per scene. And then we'd kind of just slowly go through the game. So it was a couple months, where we'd be meeting once a week to work on the script.
Yeah, we definitely had many sessions. Yeah.
It was interesting that you did it like that way around, to do the cutscenes, like animate the cutscenes first and then do the script. That feels like counterintuitive almost.
Well, yeah, welcome to working with me. Yeah, I mean, we definitely should have done the script first, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. I mean, yeah, as you saw, like, you worked on this project for quite a while, August. Like, the way that I work on everything is like, get a basic idea and then just start making shit. And that means you throw out a lot of stuff. That means you rework a lot of stuff, but at least you're always moving forward,
Yeah.
Whereas I think most people would probably want to map stuff out first and then be like, okay, now we spent a month mapping out the plan. Now let's put the plan into action. And the way I work is like, oh, like if I'm going to make a song, I just open up Ableton and just start pressing buttons on the keyboard and see what sounds good. And then I go from there. Like, I just like to wing it. It's how my brain works. And
Fair enough.
I mean, you saw that, like, I had you make plenty of things that never made it in the game, or we changed, or, we had talked about, what was it, the loadout board that we were going to do that never happened, right? Like, it's just how it works. Like you kind of you're just bouncing stuff around and it gets reworked all the time.
Yeah, because I think when I started working on it, you already had the animations for like that intro cutscene. I think I assumed that you just hadn't recorded the voice lines yet. I don't think I'd realized that you actually like were still working on the script when you already had it like ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, Will and I, we edited it throughout many sessions over a long period of time.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Do we want to move on to the next question?
Sure.
Yeah.
Someone named Luca asked, can you please offer some insight into your creative drive and what sense of inspiration you had to keep you driven during challenging parts of development?
You know what I'm realizing? It's going to be really hard for me to listen to you giving me questions while I'm trying to do a crossword puzzle. Wait, say that one more time.
Can you offer some insight into your creative drive and what sense of inspiration you had to keep you driven during challenging parts of development?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wish Jeremy was here to answer this question because I love the way he talks about it. He calls me an alien, which is funny. Because I don't know, I have this weird ability, and maybe it's not an ability, maybe it's more of it's like an issue where like if I get locked on to something, I can go all day. Like I can work from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. no problem if I'm like into the project that I'm working on and I want to finish it. He calls that alien motivation, and I don't know if there's a lot of people like that. I mean, I think a decent amount of creatives are like Will. I feel like you can lock in pretty well on stuff and work and be intrinsically motivated. But apparently to most people that's really hard to do. Do you feel like you have that ability?
Specifically like marathon working, or just like ability to hop in on something right away?
The ability to be like, okay, I want to make a song or an album, and be able to commit and finish it no matter how long it's going to take you.
I mean, I must have that ability because I've done it. But like,
yeah, that's what I figured.
Our drives are very different, where like you jump in and start doing right away, and I more start mulling over the structures, and so it's a little less intuitive for me actually to like if there's a project that's internally motivated, like an album, then it's going to be a lot of not doing anything, or if it's a project that I like sign on for, like this video game for example, then it's a lot easier for me to just like not worry about it beforehand and then just jump in and get the actual details worked out while we're together.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like when you have ownership, the more ownership you have of the project, I think the more easy it is to go dedicate yourself to it. Because I know that this is like, okay, my idea, I'm going to be the one that pushes it through. I know that if I don't do it, no one else is. The same way that like when you're writing a Car Seat album, like obviously Andrew Katz isn't going to be the one to finish out all these poetic lyrics. Like somebody's got to do it, and it ain't going to be Andrew.
Yeah.
So you have to step up and get it done.
Yeah, it's a lousy feeling, honestly. It's like like seeing the thing in your mind, wanting it to be done, and knowing just like if I step away from this, it's just gonna, languish
stall
forever.
Out. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it does suck, and it kind of eats at you. Yeah, it's tough, but I mean, that's art, baby. That's art.
I'm trying to have less ideas these days. Less to worry about.
Yeah, I definitely felt more motivated because it was a project that wasn't my project, because I was doing it at the same time as all my uni stuff, and I didn't that was all off my own back, so I didn't want to do that. So it's much easier to just like make fun stuff for this game than do my like actual work.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, no, you're great, August. I mean, you were super dedicated from the get-go, which is really rare to find. So
Yeah,
that's
well,
cool.
no, I
Yeah.
mean, it was a super fun project, so it was more interesting than like just doing stuff on my own for me. It was more
Yeah.
fun to be like part of a team.
Totally.
I'm really puzzled about this Z.
Yeah, I've been trying to get it to work. I mean, I had Zit. Zit was easy. Do you see I added this example over here to really let people know this is how you do
Okay.
it?
Yeah, good.
Could do Zit Zag. It's really the W and the Z combined are giving me
Mhm.
I liked Gnaw. Gnaw seemed like a good way to get rid of these two consonants and the W.
Okay, you could also do Watt, W-A-T-T.
Oh yeah, that's good too. Let me try that. Get rid of both those T's, and then we could throw the Zit out here.
Mm-hmm.
Is Zit a word?
Yeah, Zit.
Yeah.
Zit's a word. It's not a pimple.
Okay. Well, okay. I feel like it was.
Do you guys not use Zit in the UK?
No. I
Oh,
mean,
that's
I've
funny.
heard it, but I didn't think it was
Oh,
like an
spot,
actual
right?
official word.
Spot.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
spot.
Zit.
It's just a
Zit
spot.
is a word. Yeah.
It's I don't know if dang would count though.
I think dang will count. Malg.
Glam.
Oh wait, glam. Yeah.
You could also do
right.
Glam's an abbreviation though.
Oh, it worked.
Ollie
No,
dropped
Glam's
a
a
good
word.
question in the
Yeah,
chat.
Glam's a word.
Will people be getting an instrumental from the game, or will the soundtrack be reworked into a new One Trade Danger album?
Yeah, I think we won't do an OST just because so much of like the base material on some of the songs, like the Trillion Fight, the Welcome to London song, so much of that's going to end up on the album. So like, yeah, I think we'll just end up doing that.
We want to do the next. Nero asks, what do you think is the coolest thing you made during the development of the game?
Coolest thing we made. I think just the fact, just the project as a whole, I think is the coolest thing we made. Like, I know that sounds stupid to say, but like, no one's done a game like this before. And obviously you could say like, oh, well, Vampire Survivors did that game loop. Yeah, Vampire Survivors did do the same game loop that we do, but they don't have this awesome narrative, cutscenes, all these mini games, all these like epic, like Shadow of Colossus style boss fights. Like, the fact that we created this package with so many different things inside of it is super unique. And I think it's really awesome how unique it is. Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint one like specific thing. I mean, this guy's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say because it's like, it's like, well, all the art is really great. Like, what's the best piece of art? And that's really all the stuff you see. I could say like, oh, the coolest thing is this really intricate spawning system that Jeremy and I created over the course of a couple of years. It's harder for that to be like a tangible thing that you guys even know what I'm talking about, though. But yeah, the project as a whole, I would say, is my favorite thing. It's very unique and never been done before.
Yeah, well, I think all the individual cool things that got made add up together to make a bigger, cooler thing.
Totally. Yeah. I love these pigeons. Love when you step on these pigeons. That's top 10 for me.
Oh, definitely.
For me, it's the fact that, like, no offense, Andrew, but Lombardi's world is like, Lombardi's world is charming to me, but I can recognize that, like, it's kind of like you can tell
it's bad.
Like it's a bad game.
Yeah, it's a bad game, but it is charming. You are right about that.
But what I think is cool is that this game, the quality jump is so noticeable. Like, it's genuinely a really, like, fun game.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is cool, is that you can see One Trade as a whole develop between like One
Totally.
Trade Bangers era and now,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, everything is so like improved.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I'm proud enough of this game to recommend to somebody, oh, you should try it, you'll probably have fun, is a big thing for me. Because when I made Lombardi's World, I had to preface anytime I told someone about it, I had to preface it with, well, it's pretty bad, but you might enjoy it. Like I had to always give this like label warning of it sucks. But if you're like a glutton for pain, you'll enjoy it. This game I can actually say confidently that it is enjoyable.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is cool.
Have your friends played it yet?
Yeah, many of my friends have. Yeah, Aaron actually beta tested it and gave us a ton of great feedback. He's literally the reason why when you get a chest now, you get in Knives, you might remember this from old builds. August, you might remember this from old builds. Like now you get a choice between two items instead of just like getting whatever you get. And it makes the chests much more exciting and gives more player agency because you're actually deciding to do something as opposed to it just being decided for you. And that was Aaron's idea. So yeah, definitely have had many of my friends play, and yeah, they enjoy it. I think I'm not like being unrealistic about it. I don't think this is the best game ever made or whatever, but I do think it's fun, and watching my friends enjoy it has been validating for sure.
I have a friend who's been in the game industry a long time, and she was telling me like, I'm working late today and I just want to go home and play more One Trade Escape. It's like
super flattering. Yeah, super flattering.
Matthew, you had a question you want to ask?
Oh, this is from Talentless. Why are Stony and Trait and the blacksmith, I guess, the only furries, and all the other characters are humans so far?
I don't know. I didn't really think about it that much.
Limited design options.
I mean,
how many character models here were like found assets versus designed particularly for this game?
They were mostly designed particularly for the game, actually. All the enemy models, all the town square people, because they're based off the enemy models. All of the merchants in the town square were done by Devin. The portal security guard was done by August. Yeah, I mean, like,
who did the
I
dragon?
just didn't really. The dragon, that's an asset. That's a bot asset, and that one, like, basically the whole game was built around that one asset. And like that kind of dictated the art style of the game as well.
Yeah, I feel like that was another key reason for Medieval, because like we started off just like looking at what you could get, like just prepaid assets.
Yeah, and then we found the dragon. I was like, this is sick. Like this should just be like a character, and then we just like went off that. But yeah, I mean, like I always knew that this would be consumed mostly by the furry community. But like I don't know, I didn't really give it much thought as to like should all the characters be furry or not. I kind of like that it's a mixture. I don't know. I guess it's more true to the real world. Furries were a minority, you know. But yeah, the real answer is I just didn't really think about it.
Stoop Kids asked, were any One Trait Danger songs or albums inspired by any real life experiences, like dumb school stories, or were they all just kind of pulled out of nowhere?
The albums?
Yeah, or like the song.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, of course, like you have to see this stuff. You can't just like conjure this stuff out of thin air, right? You have to get it from somewhere. Obviously, it could be embellished, but like, a kid named Dan rolled me down the street in a trash can. That line literally came from me thinking about this time when I was in like middle school, maybe, and we were hanging out at my buddy Riley's house, and his older brother, who's like 5 years older than us, was having a poker night with his buddies out on the back porch. And we, being like shitty little middle schoolers, were like, oh, let's go fuck with him. So we like climbed over the fence outside of his yard, and we had this big thing of pennies. I don't know why we had it. We had all this change, like coins. And there was like a group of like 8 of us. And we were like, dude, let's just chuck fucking shit at them and piss them off. You know, we were just assholes. And so we just start throwing pennies at his older brother and his friends while they're playing poker. And they know it's us. And they like yell over the fence, like, if you throw one more fucking coin, you guys are dead. And of course, we just threw like a huge handful, and they all got up, and it just started a hunt. And it was like nighttime. It was like, you know, pitch black out. And we're just like running for our lives around the neighborhood. And they're just one by one, because they're 5 years older than us. They're like, you know, in high school, late high school, we're in middle school. And we're trying to run away. They're way bigger, way stronger, way faster. So they're just catching us one by one and just fucking with us when they catch us. And so one of my friends, they caught Eliav. They put pennies in his mouth and like made him kiss their shoes. They caught my buddy Patrick, and this is where the Dan trash can story comes from. They caught Patrick and they put him in a trash can and like rolled him down the hill. And like they just did all this shit to us when they caught us, and, you know, punched us, beat us up. And all those memories, you know, are included in all these songs. Like, this is all real stuff, obviously embellished. There was no kid named Dan, but being rolled down the street in a trash can, that came from a real story for sure.
Yeah, I remember when we were trying to write I'm a Man Now, and I was kind of grilling you about like, well, what was it like? Like most of the content of that, like the Shakespeare recitation that came from your actual experiences too.
That was a real middle school story as well. Yeah, I don't know what character says I bite my thumb at you, but I was playing that character in the middle school. You know, we had to take acting classes or whatever, and so I was playing that character, and in the class I was on stage performing it, and I didn't forget the line. I knew the line, but I was doing I'm an actor. I was doing a pause, a dramatic pause. And so I turned to the guy and I said, and then I paused to say, bite my thumb at you. And you do the little thumb flick or whatever you're supposed to do. And I did that with the pause. And in my pause, my teacher, she goes, did you forget your line? And I'm like, oh my God, you ruined my Brad Pitt moment. I had it. That came from a real story too. Yeah, of course.
That's so good.
Yeah, I think that's a good lesson. Never drop the Brad Pitt moment in rehearsal. Wait for the actual performance.
Well, knowing her, she probably would have in front of all the parents. What, did you forget your line? She would have embarrassed me. But yeah, a good rule of thumb.
Sir, did you want to ask the next one?
Yeah, this is from not _ Elvis _ Presley. And Knives was too scared to ask this, but what are your thoughts on the One Straight Danger fanfic / shipping community?
Shipping like the love stuff?
Yes.
Totally fine with it. Yeah, Will and I have had many conversations about this, and I've said this before. Like, again, you guys need to see this from my perspective. I'm out here to put the One Straight Danger name in as many brains as I possibly can. You think I'm going to be mad that people are drawing pictures of Stoney and Trait making out? Like, if people are getting enjoyment out of that, cool with me. I don't give a shit. I don't know. Will, do you have any thoughts on that? That's my thought on it.
Yeah, I guess I co-sign. I mean, I think we both just like don't inhabit the same internet circles as our fans really at this point. So it's like we're pretty insulated from what's going on in there. It doesn't really affect us either way.
Yeah, really good point. Yeah, like I don't care what you guys are doing on your corners of the dark web. But again, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's like God and humans, just like pretty divorced from us, doesn't care what we do anymore.
Yeah, you guys you heard that first. We're your gods. Don't forget that. And we don't care about you or what you're doing. Don't forget that. But yeah, like totally fine with it. As long as no one's being harmed by it, like I don't care. If someone gets enjoyment out of it, totally. Just make sure you shout out one TD and promote it because that's all I care about. I'm trying to boost these stats here, people. And if that means yaoi material, go for it.
Chat, clip that. Yaoi
Clip
reigns
that.
supreme.
Yo, F's in chat.
F's in the chat for Yaoi.
Yeah, I just like that name too. Anytime I hear that, I just think stubbed toe. That's all I can think of. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad to see the love for Yaoi in the chat. That's beautiful.
Oofs making yaoi?
This is the last of the questions that we have. If you were to create a sequel or expand 1TE, what new ideas or directions would you like to explore?
Yeah, I mean, we thought about an infinite wave mode, which we probably will do eventually. I don't know if not anytime soon because I have to get back to like real life and doing car seat stuff. But I'm sure Jeremy, when he's back from vacation, will start tinkering and trying to mess with it. But yeah, an infinite wave mode would be cool. And it would involve like tech trees and stuff, just to give it more replayability. But you know, who knows? No promises there. We'll see.
We did have a couple more people in the chat ask if they could throw in a question if there is extra time. So if I could call on Shark if you're still around. That was quite a ways ago, but Shark.
Hi.
Hello.
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 Sorry, let me pull up my question. So this is kind of to like everyone, but what's your favorite part of the game? Like, it could be cutscene or like boss fight or like just any part of the game that you particularly like.
Yeah. I like this mini boss that I'm on right now. This is my friend Aaron voicing it, Pietro. And I love that it's named Pietro instead of Pietro because it even confused Jeremy, who was making the game with me. He actually pushed a commit where he changed the name back to Pietro. He's like, "Oh, I fixed a spelling mistake for you." And I was like, "Dude, that was not a spelling mistake. The whole point is that everything on this Martian planet is a little off and not correct." So first of all, Pietro is an Italian name. It's not medieval at all, as far as I'm aware. And it's spelled wrong. So like to me, that's the joke. But yeah, I love the voice acting on this, and I love the mechanics, the dodging mechanics that you have to implement to win. So I'd say this mini boss.
I like the town square, just being able to jump on top of all these different buildings and find some hidden places. That's kind of more my style of gameplay than the fighting mode.
Yeah, totally.
The stomping on pigeons also, I like that part at least.
Yeah, very fun.
Yeah, I would say the pigeon mini game is the best bit, just because the music is so good in that bit specifically.
Oh, where you're killing the rats. Yeah, I'm glad you like that. That's from what I've seen. Not everybody seems to be super psyched on that song, but it's definitely one of my favorite 1TD songs I've ever made. It's short and sweet, and I really love it.
Yeah, whenever I've shown like people, like my friends, the game, they've at that point they're always like, "This song's so good. This needs to be like on Spotify or something."
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to put it on the next album for sure. I mean, I like it a lot. I think it could definitely be expanded on because it's pretty short right now, but maybe it is best as just a short little track.
Yeah, I think it works.
What was the question? Was it favorite part of the game?
Yeah.
For me, I think it's like how it's more kind of story-oriented. Or story-oriented. Because I feel like whenever I've tried to like explain what one trait danger is to people, like the only exposure that they have through me is like the fan art that I draw, and they're like, "What the fuck is One Tree Danger even about?" But it's like
That's so real. I have
you
experienced
like,
that too.
yeah. So it's like now we have this game where there's like an actual story that's like playable from end to end. So it's like, you can just recommend this game to people as like a starting point.
Interesting.
me,
Yeah, I like that.
That's my favorite part because now it's easier to spread the gospel.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that was one of my goals in making it is like, I think, I mean, going back to the influences question, I think about SpongeBob and just, the fact that they are all these weird, different sorts of creatures. And then when you actually watch an episode, you're not really questioning, like, why is there a sponge? Why is there a giant whale or whatever? Why is there a squirrel in an astronaut suit? Like, none of the like backstory really matters because it's just the characters in the plot that are fun enough that you forget to ask those questions. So I think that was
good
the
point.
goal here, is just throw enough of a zany plot here that's understandable right off the gate, where it can just be fun for a newbie and they don't have to ask a lot of questions about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Totally.
Quite a ways back, we had two Cadens who both were asking to ask a question. If you can duke it out, which Caden will raise their hand.
Battle of the Cadence. Oh, they both requested at the same time.
Which one are you adding?
Thank you for answering my questions.
Yeah, of course.
Good luck.
Dark.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
My Discord is hanging on by a thread here. I'm having to hop between my computer and phone, so I've got a list of some of the names asking questions I saw, but I can't do much about letting them on the stage, so another mod at your discretion.
Here, I'll let Caden with a C come up since C is the first letter of the... Or not, first comes first. In the... Hey, Hello. If you're speaking, we cannot hear you.
Check.
Oh, yay. Took off my headphones. That fixed it.
Hi.
Hi. My question was, what was like the inspiration for the whole like Father William bit, and just like the mechanics of that, and like the like story? Just have never seen anything like that. I don't think. Just yeah. So what inspired that?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, we knew we always wanted to do like what we've been calling like a deep thread through the game, where like something alternate parallel to the main storyline. So that ended up being the Mystic's Path, where you have to collect these scrolls. But we didn't really always know it was going to be scrolls. It was kind of just always, again, just kind of make it up as you go. But I knew there was going to be the arcade game. I knew there'd be the Pigeon Lady, and we needed like a third thing. So, I asked Will if he would consider coming up with some sort of puzzle or whatever. And, similarly to how we did in Purgatory in Lombardi's World, Will came up with this, biblical idea of reading off sermons and having people listening to them. The name Father William, I just liked. It was just the stand-in name that I had for the character in the scene forever, and I was like, actually just like this. Can we just leave this? And Will was like, yeah, sure. So that became Father William. But Will, maybe you talk about your idea.
Yeah, well, I remember right when you were first thinking about, well, I think you had programmed the speedrunning level. You told me, like, since there's no way to speedrun it through the normal game, you would program this back path in. But you were wondering, like, how to get it, like how to make it so that it's not immediately accessible. And I think I had the idea that just like, okay, if it's a speed run, then you should really have to learn patience in order to get to the speed running part. It was just a general idea of like they would have to sit through a lot of stuff to get to the speed running part. And so I think that then you went off and grabbed something from Mikey. Well, actually, I think at first Father William, it was supposed to be just that you came back to Father William after every boss, and he gave you one part of the riddle.
Right.
And then you switched it so that he just gives you the last one. But
I think right now you have to. It's still in parts, but it's easier. So I think you get the first sermon, and then after you beat Cosset, you get the second. Maybe.
Yeah.
Someone would have to tell me, but something like that.
But so that was just
sermon after you beat the first boss.
Oh, Tim, that's right. And then you get the third after Cosset. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was just on the books for a while that I would come up with something like that, and instead of doing something original, I decided to just pull from some medieval sources, and so it was a fun learning experience for me. And I think the Purgatory level on Lombardi's World is still the favorite of like any of the video games that you and I have worked on. It's like such a peaceful little realm. It's a big black box with some art on it. But I think I wanted to continue that flavor into this. And just like, I'm not a gamer, so I wanted to throw something in that was very ungame-like, where you're just going to have to sit and listen and learn. So I guess that's always my contribution to the gameplay, is to just do something more along that lines.
Yeah. No, I think it turned out great, and I think people like it. It's funny that you say you like that like peaceful Lombardi's World realm, because I think a lot of people would disagree, because there's a huge video of me calling people dumbasses when they get in there.
Oh yeah, but you can just walk away from it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's just like in real life, we all wake up every day with a giant face in front of us just telling us how much we suck, but you can just walk away from it. There's a whole world out there.
Yeah, good point.
Cool. I think that was it for my question, so I can hand it off to other Caden.
Cool, thank you.
Oh yeah, did other Caden want to come up?
Yeah. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Let me pull up my question really quick. Did you have like any struggles with character voicing? Like, did you fumble with the words, or like was it difficult to find people, stuff like that?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, I think you always got to do a bunch of takes, right? Like sometimes it takes a long time. And the fact that I reached out to so many people that weren't actually voice actors to do voice acting, there was a ton of edits and stuff, and a ton of things that didn't make it in. Like I originally had my buddy Garrett doing the shaman. That was going to be my plan, but we couldn't quite find the voice. We couldn't quite find his shaman voice. He spent a lot of time in Southern California, so I thought he'd be able to do like a SoCal, like, oh, dude, welcome to Dispensary Trillion. But we couldn't quite get it, and his mic setup was kind of bad, so I ended up asking Lee, the 3D modeler, one of the 3D modelers on the game, to voice it, because I just thought Lee's voice he kind of sounded like a guy that would work at a dispensary, so it kind of worked out. But yeah, I mean, it was a long process trying to like find all the people to do it. Luckily, like a lot of my friends are talented voice actors, even though they have normal day jobs. Like my buddy Aaron is phenomenal voice actor, which is why he voice acted like 7 characters in this game or whatever it is. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of work, but we got it done.
Nice. Is it okay if I could put someone on blast really quick who's in the audience?
Sure.
As long as it's appropriate, sure.
Oh, it's appropriate. So Marshall in the audience, stop calling me Timus. He's been doing this for months on end.
Yeah, that's a fair request.
Oh, he's upset at me. but
we need to add some rules here. No Tim is calling.
yeah, no Tim is calling. But yeah,
Cool. Thanks for the question. Appreciate it.
thank you.
Someone named Axo said they had a question that kind of related to the Father William stuff.
Sure.
Hello.
Can you hear me? My mic worked.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back again. I have one more question. Was there any specific reason behind the choice to use the writings of Saint Bernard on Saint Malachy? Someone I know mentioned that you studied religion in college, and so maybe I'm reading into it more than there's lines to read. But just interested.
I did study religion in college, but I hadn't encountered any of those texts. I was just the general medieval theme. I knew that I had to look in that time period, and as I dug through, that seemed like maybe the most appropriate because it's about a saint who lived in Ireland, and this is generally adjacent at least where you might find this Irish priest hanging out on the outskirts of London. And yeah, that was about as much as I needed, and about as much as I thought about it. But I think it does add to the flavor of more of the authentic flavor. I know Andrew likes for everything to be a little bit off, but I was more on the attention to detail side there.
All right, and one last follow up to that is that I've saw someone, I think it's Searcher posted that there's more of the readings recorded somewhere. Will those be released?
I don't. As far as I know, that everything that I did is up with Andrew. I mean, if y'all want a full audiobook, then you can go crowdfund it, and I'll do it once you pay up.
But it's got to go fund me. I have something to do now. All right.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I remember, all the stuff that you recorded is in the game.
Yeah.
I don't think any of it got cut.
All right. Have a lovely evening. Peace out.
Thank you.
I have a question for the chat. Is the end song, like the song that plays over the end credits, is based off of a real historical figure? Did anybody figure out who that is?
Hint, I don't even know the answer.
Nobody's even finished the game. Has anyone here even played the game yet?
Gotta find who's actually beat the game. Good luck.
No, plenty of people have beaten it.
Yeah.
Plenty of people have even beaten the Mystic's Path.
Jeez.
All right, well, put a message in the I don't know, in one of these channels once somebody hears the song and figures it out.
Someone named Isaiah said they want to go next. Hello?
Hello. Alright,
Hey.
I'll get my question real quick. Sorry. Alright,
No
so
worries.
I was wondering what your guys' favorite enemy models were in the game. Because I know last night, or whatever it was, the live stream, I saw Andrew talking about the feet helmet guys. Or if not your favorite enemy models, just your favorite models in general in the game.
Yeah, totally. I mean, favorite models in general in the game, I would say the town square stuff. I think the town square came out really well. Portal security guard came out really well. In terms of enemies, I think Toxic Boy is my favorite. They're those big green Frankenstein looking guys that when you kill, they drop a puddle of vile guts that damage you if you step on them. Yeah, I'd say that's my favorite enemy model.
I was gonna say that I think my favorite mini boss in the whole game is the Toxic Boy one, just because his voice makes me laugh so much.
Yeah, that's my buddy Aaron again. Yeah, he's just so when when we were recording that, we were laughing our asses off. I got him, a little drunk on wine. I invited him over. It's like, all right, let's do some voices now. And for that one, I was like, we just weren't quite finding the voice, and I was like, you know what? Try just pushing your. I don't know if you can see me, but I was like, try pushing your fists into the side of your face so you talk like this. And so we recorded the whole thing with him pushing his cheeks together like this, and it worked out really well.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
All right, we got a few more hands. Should we try shoot for wrapping up around 2:30? 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
Squeeze a couple more in.
Someone.
Trabe, I saw you ask a long time ago in the chat. If, I see you in the docket now.
Hello?
Oh, oops. We accidentally let 2 people on.
One at a time.
Who wants to go first?
Doesn't matter. I can go second, that's fine. Okay. What was the reasoning behind the dragon fight before you fight Trillian? Because you don't take any damage after, like, while you're doing it, and then after some time the dragon just flies away, and it's kind of like he gives up. And when I started playing the game, I thought the dragon was the main villain, because he did kidnap Trait. So the question was this for laughs, or is there more lore meaning behind it?
It was more for lack of skill and preparation. Like I liked the idea of doing a defend trait at the rocket, and then we wanted the dragon to come back, at some point, to like kind of close out that story. But we were sort of just like, oh, okay, well, we'll have this mini game, and then let's just have the dragon get bored and leave. And so that was just how we ended that. But then the part where you don't take any damage is because the game was due in 24 hours, and we hadn't figured out how to connect the player health to that little mini game yet, and we had to sort of triage what we were going to work on. And I was just like, you know what? I'll just really quickly, because like doing the code to set that up, like to do, because we had to set up the player health being involved, but then also figure out a way to, when you die, restart you at that moment in time instead of making you replay the whole 20 minutes again. So I know it sounds simple, but it's actually a bigger coding lift than you'd think. And so I was like, okay, well, what if I just really quickly record just some lines of Stony, like being like, ow, oh, wait, that didn't hurt me at all. Like just not taking damage. I was like, we'll just do that. And then it'll be kind of funny. And then it'll just be a cakewalk. People won't die. They're just guaranteed to win that part. And then we get the narrative plot point through and get to play the mini game. That was the goal. It's on our to-do list to add damage back in, but I don't know. I kind of think it's funny to leave into.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I also had more of a comment. I have Grime with me right now, and he ended up beating Danger Mode, like actually, and got the achievement earlier this morning.
Oh, hell yeah. Congrats. I'm about to do that
In
momentarily.
Like 6 hours, Andrew.
Yeah, he beat it in
Don't
like
you worry.
14 hours.
I'll do it quickly. Don't you worry. But yeah, congrats. Congrats.
Yeah,
that's
thank
a
you.
big achievement, especially because I don't even know if it's possible to do, but now we do. So that's good.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of practice.
Okay, thank you for answering the question.
Of course.
All right, hi. So I have a really stupid question, but I wanted to ask, how was the idea of the kitchen lady come up with? Especially like when you compare it to the other mini games, like the arcade one or the ones with the dragon that are more like high risk or infuriating. But like the washing dishes has been it's more calming and it's not as difficult. I just wanted to see like
I'm glad.
what idea.
Yeah, I'm glad people find it calming and not difficult. Originally, it was just like, okay, well, we should give the player a way to earn gold. If like the goal was, okay, some people that play this game are going to be so bad, and you need to earn gold to buy stuff to make your character stronger. How do we get people gold who just literally cannot play the game? So I was like, well, let's just make a fun little mini game where they wash dishes and earn gold. And my original thought was like, man, people who suck at this game are going to be having no fun because washing dishes sucks. But then I released it, and everyone loved the dishwashing shit like more than the actual game. So I'm glad that worked out. And then I went and added the combo meter and stuff to make it even more interesting. But yeah, originally it was just a mechanic to give bad players a way to make gold.
I'll just say I appreciate that because I really suck at this game. I'm still stuck on the Cosset AI, but to be fair,
Yeah, it's a tough
I had
boss.
a chance to redo it today. But I mean, I think the dishwashing is super cool. I feel like I'm such a feel very weird saying that it's such a fun part, but it is.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it. I mean, whatever. I have no problem if you like any part of the game as long as you're liking something. It's cool with me.
And then I also wanted to, well, that's the end of my question, but I wanted to add a comment that I'm seeing you guys in Chicago next July, and I'm very excited. And
we're excited to have you there for sure.
It'll be my first car seat concert, and I hope other people will be there as well. Otherwise, it'd be kind of awkward if it's just me.
I think other people will.
If we've sold more than one ticket or not.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you guys sold more than one ticket. I can't carry this band on my back. I'll try.
Oh, you know, my aunts will be there. My
Oh yeah,
dad's
they'll
sister.
always be there. Yeah.
Well, it's heartening to hear I won't be the only person. Thank you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Cool, you too.
Thank you. Do you want to do one more and then wrap it up?
Could we get epic pizza cats? Been waiting a while.
Okay. Come on up, epic pizza cat.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. I haven't even played the game. It looks pretty sauce. But I'm wondering, are you gonna like go into like other mediums? Like you have music and now like 2 games. Like, is there anything else?
Yeah. Name a medium.
Like, would you ever like do like a animated one trait thing or like?
Yeah. Name another one.
Oh hell yeah. Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Film.
Yeah. Yeah, no. One trait for life, one trait everywhere. One trait
Hell
takeover.
yeah, brother.
Everything. Everything everywhere all at once. One trait though. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But you know, seriously, I mean
we already did a Christmas Carol.
There's a Christmas
Carol? We literally did. Well, we did Sleds for Christmas. Yeah.
I guess I'm a fake fan.
Yeah, go check out Sleds for Christmas. But yeah, I mean, we've literally been approached by someone who wanted to pitch an animated 1TD show to Adult Swim, and you know, we talked about it and didn't have the time or the energy at the moment to do it. But like, I would love to do that someday. I would love to do a 1TD related TV show because I think it would work very well in an animated medium to tell fun and funny stories. Yeah, so definitely would like to do that someday.
Real.
Surely it's the novel next.
The novel.
Yeah.
I'll leave that up to Will. That's more his wheelhouse.
Awesome. Very one trade dangerous future to look forward to.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, I'll stay on and keep playing because I'm gonna beat this fucking game. So you know, people can stay or leave or whatever they want, but I'm beating this right here. And then we can post this online to show the kids how it's done. All the kids that are telling me that the game's too hard, they can use this as a tutorial.
How far are you from the ending?
Oh, I'd say 4 hours.
All right. Well, I think I'll sign off then.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Catch you
guys.
soon. Maybe some of you all see it study hour tomorrow. It'll be for the on the car seat Patreon.
Oh, cool. All right. Till next time, study hour, folks. Otherwise, you're watching 4 hours of this. Straight up. Hope whoever's streaming this is Got a lot of space on their computer.
Hopefully.
Rip Matthew.
You're trapped. You're trapped, Surf Jerk.
Happy birthday, Ethan Ives.
Happy birthday, Ethan.
Oh, happy birthday, Ethan.
It's Ethan's birthday?
You didn't know?
Yeah.
Andrew.
Dude, I don't even know my own family's birthday. I'm so bad with birthdays. Barely
Do
know
you
my
know
own.
your own birthday?
Yeah, of course. Of course, it's something in the summer, one of those months.
Well, if you're hanging out and playing, we do have a couple more people in the docket right now. I could shoot questions.
Sure, yeah, I'm in here. I'm gonna be here.
I'll let another mod do it because my computer is crashing again.
I've seen Bacon Cat request a lot, so now's your chance.
You have 17 hours with Andrew.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Is there ever gonna be a One Tray Escape DLC? Or is there gonna be more merch?
More merch, maybe. Yeah, I mean those shirts actually sold really fast. I definitely don't want to ever ship them again. So if I can convince our merch person Emily to do another run, we could. I forgot how much I hate dealing with shipping stuff. It was I finally got them out, but God, it's a lot of work. Oh, I just found a bug. Hold on, let me write this bug down real quick.
Awesome.
Audio. But yeah, DLC, hopefully infinite wave mode.
I was working on something, but it's been very slow. For fans of the art of the game.
Oh right, of course. Yeah, do you want to talk about that?
I'm putting together like a kind of like amateur art book to show all the art that went into this game. Someone submitted a question, but they didn't come up to ask the question, where it was like how many 2D assets were drawn for the game, and whenever I read that, I went and checked, and like my folder for all the stuff that I did for One Trade Escape is like 600 files. So
yeah,
there's a lot of shit. There's so much.
Yeah.
Andrew,
Yeah, ton of icons. Yeah.
Andrew,
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you like Skibbity Toilet?
So
I
I
don't-
keep hearing that, and I don't understand it, and I'm worried that you guys are getting me to say fucked up shit on the internet.
Isn't it in your own song now?
I made a song with Skibbity Toilet in it?
Yeah, loading screen says you saying
You said
Skibbity Riz.
Skibbity Riz.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, that's because someone told me to say it, but I don't know what it means.
If it helps,
Or
Andrew, if it helps, I am 21 years old and I don't understand what it is, so you definitely don't understand what it is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, me
Does
neither.
anybody know what it means? Like,
No.
do the kids even know what it means? Can whoever asked the question, can you tell me what it means?
It's a show on YouTube. It's awful.
There's a show
It's
called
just
Skibbity
talking
Toilet.
With
But, like,
with heads
What
in
does he
them.
talk about? What does it talk about?
It's not
They're
like a
fighting
show.
against cameramans.
Huh.
I think we should watch
And why did it become so popular?
Because it's bad. And it's brain rot.
Talking toilets and car seat headrests. We live in a crazy, crazy, fucked up world.
Yeah, I mean, I keep hearing Riz and Skibbity and all the new, kid terms, which is fun. I mean, that's just part of getting older. You'll experience it too. You'll hear something from a child and you'll be like, "What the fuck did you just call me?" And you have no idea what they're talking about. Your time will come. Don't you worry.
Wasn't it like a
feel
YouTube thing, and they added like a frame each time? It was like a series of videos, and each episode they'd added a frame. So it started as one frame, and now it's lots of frames. That's like as much.
But
as
what
I
do you
know
mean,
about
like
it.
a comic frame?
No, like a frame of video. So like the
One
first,
frame.
I think so, something like that. That's what I've heard.
Oh,
Anyway.
wow.
I don't know.
Interesting.
It's not confirmed.
Yeah, I don't know shit about that at all. Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like little kid shit. I don't know. When I was a kid, we used to call each other Wiko Kamozis. That was what we'd call each other. You're not gonna know what that is,
What
No.
does that mean?
See, exactly, and I'm not even gonna tell you because I don't even know what. When someone can explain to me what Skibbity actually means, I'll tell you what Wiko Kamosi means.
Skibbity is good. If you're Skibbity,
Could I
that means
explain
you're awesome.
Skibbity Toilet?
If you want
Andrew, can I explain Skibidi Toilet to you? Okay.
Sure, please.
So, do you know what the Great Gatsby is?
I do.
So you like stories, like the Great Gatsby, right?
You like stories, right? You're a big story guy.
So this
sure, I
has
like
a
stories.
story like Great Gatsby. So
Like
it's
Great
kind of
Gatsby,
advanced
okay.
like that.
Yeah.
So it's
you're not doing a very
the
good job of
Skibidi
explaining it. Go on
toilets.
though. Okay.
So
what does
it's these guys who
Skibidi
come out
mean?
of
What is that someone's name?
Skibidi. It's a reference to a song that was like popular. I don't know what the song is, but he says Skibidi, and then the Skibidi Toilets sing the Skibidi Toilet song.
Okay, what's the Skibidi Toilet song? Can you sing it for me?
I'm on the Skibidi Toilet right now, to be honest.
Skibbity
It's
dub
like-
dub dub, yes. Skibbity dub dub, yee.
Exactly.
Okay,
So
so
then-
it's just nonsense. Okay, I'm fine with that.
No, it gets good. It gets good. There's a big story. So
It has like 70
the
episodes.
Skibidis are singing, and then the cameramen. These big men that have a camera on their head, and the Skibidi Toilets are starting to take over the cities because they multiply, like they reproduce like asexually or something. They spread everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And then, so the Skibidis, they become huge. There's like baby Skibidis. There's different genres of Skibidis. And then the cameramen come and try to fight off the force of the Skibidi Toilets. And it's like 70 episodes of that. It's awesome.
70 episodes of cameramen fighting toilets.
It's but they're singing Skibidi Toilet and they got laser
Except
eyes
there's
and guns.
Certainly hope for the Adult Swim One Trade Danger animated.
Yeah, honestly, I appreciate you attempting, but I'm more confused than I was
Wait,
before I heard you start.
You
I
just
have a
gotta
question.
watch it for yourself.
So there's like actual like Skibidi Toilet lore.
Yeah.
Like there's a plot to it. Cause
Yeah.
Who's
like,
making this?
Yeah.
Cause like I like went and like I looked it up because I kept seeing people say Skibidi Toilet and I didn't like know what it meant.
Russian guy.
And then I like went
Oh,
to watch
really?
it, and all the videos just seemed like a nonsense. Like they, I had no idea what was going on.
Right.
So I
Right.
I don't know how people get like a story out of that.
I mean, is it actually popular, or is everyone just kind of kidding around?
It's popular with 3-year-olds.
Oh, okay. Like literally, or like
Yes.
middle
Literally.
schoolers?
Basically.
Is it appropriate for 3-year-olds?
Sort of. It's fun.
Well, I've
Yeah,
had
I don't.
children like
I don't like the
real
sound of this at all. Not to sound like an old man, but I don't like this at all. I don't like this one bit.
I've like met children in real life who say Skibidi Toilet, and it's like jarring because it's like, what are you
But
talking
okay,
about?
okay. Walk me through. This is what I don't understand. Walk me through the scenario in which a kid is saying Skibidi Toilet. Give me the sentence before and then the sentence after. What's happening?
There is no sentence before or after. They just say Skibidi Bop Bop Yes Yes.
In reference to nothing. So it's just like a tick, basically. There's
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
reference to anything. Like
If
it's not
someone
like,
loves Skibbity,
yo,
it's really
check
good.
out,
You're awesome.
yo, check out this like video game I'm playing, and your buddy's like, dude, that's fucking Skibbity. Is like that what we're talking about here?
Exactly.
Or is it like,
yeah.
oh, okay, so it's just an endearing term. That's all you had to say.
Is Skibbity
You
a
have
good
to tell me about
thing or a bad
toilets
thing?
fighting cameramen.
Oh yeah, but that's where
That's
it
the
came
theory.
from.
But it's just an endearing term. Something that you like
Yeah.
is Skibbity.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what's the opposite of Skibbity?
Cameraman. Or negative aura. Negative aura.
Negative
that's what
aura.
it is. Yeah.
Negative aura.
Okay.
Well, the one that I
see
see
what
is
you're
like
saying.
green aura with flies.
What?
That's the only aura I see.
Big aura?
Is that what's around you?
No,
Yeah.
that's what's around you.
It's like your
Now-
swag.
Now that we've gotten a little bit enlightened about Skibidi Toilet, I know Rory or Tom Mix has been sitting in the
Yeah,
queue for.
please,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you, Kai. Please, God, get me off of this Skibbity shit.
Don't forget to send the people back to the
Get off that Skibidi Toilet.
No.
Get me off that toilet right
Hush
now.
that.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I wanted to ask, what is your guys' favorite bit or like haha funny moment throughout the game or the songs or just the whole universe?
Favorite bit in the whole universe? I mean, that's tough. There's a lot of good bits.
Of One Trait Danger.
Oh yeah. I got that. But I mean, yeah, there's still a lot of. It depends on the day, you know. Like I'll go back and listen to old songs that I wasn't really into, you know, a long time ago, but now they sound awesome to me. It just depends on my mood. What's your favorite bit? Did I stump you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a hard question.
I know. There's so many. Like, what do you even say?
I've definitely pulled friends into the One Trait universe with the I am a woman of space.
Oh, Grimes. Yeah. That was a good one for sure. Yeah, I mean, it depends on my mood and the day. Like, I like it all. You know, we made it, so I'm a fan.
I think my favorite like underrated bit is like Stony having a complex where like he beats up people's dads. Because that's in like a lot of songs, and I feel like no one ever mentions that he goes out of his way to beat up people's dads.
Yeah, well, he's fucking badass. He'll kick your dad's ass. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Have you ever done vodka and Gatorade out of a bowl?
Probably.
Dog
Probably. I mean, listen, college was weird, man. I was doing a lot of dumb stuff.
Gampa had a wild life.
What'd you say?
Gampa had a wild life.
Gampa in his 20s, had a pretty wild life for sure. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had vodka and Gatorade out of a bowl for sure. We used to make Caribou Loos, I think is what they're called. 151 rum, pineapple juice, and something else. It was from a rap song. I mean, you'd put it in a big cooler and just dunk drinks into it, and it had Everclear in it, I think, or something like that. It was like 180 proof liquor, like some really high proof liquor that was fucked up. We were drinking a lot of fucked up shit back in the day.
Thank you for the question, Rory. We had gossip.
Soma had a
And
question.
Soma.
Oh, that's oomph.
I'm gonna head off now, but
all right.
All right, catch you later, August. Yeah, as stimulating as this conversation has become.
Hello. Yeah, I'm stimulated now.
Catch you later, August.
See you later. Bye.
Hello, One Trait Twilight.
Hello. I have two questions, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, for starters, this game is like unlike honestly any game I've ever seen. So like are there any games you possibly took inspiration from while making it and anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. Vampire Survivors, 100% inspiration.
Oh, fire.
But besides that, like I said before, it's hard to pinpoint besides that inspiration what it would be. Just my whole career of gaming, really.
Mhm.
But that was definitely like the most on the nose. Yeah, this game is based closely to that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your second?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, like, you said you were chill with ships and stuff, but is there like any specific ship that intrigues you? Like even if platonic?
Oh, like this not drop shipping, the shipping.
Yeah, like the relationship stuff.
I don't really look at it, so I'm not really sure. I don't know. Knives, what's your favorite?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Stonian Trait.
Obviously.
I think I went through and like counted how many pieces of art I've drawn of them, and it's like 100, like over that. So
Knives, you're like carrying the Stony Trait fandom. Like you're genuinely carrying it.
I built this ship brick by brick.
No, literally, we would be like in the gutters without you.
I'm so happy that people caught on because I've been trying to get this shit to to take off for so long. Oh, and
Good, you're doing great. We're so proud of you.
Finn in the chat reminded me that there's the very underrated One Trade Danger ship is Kaza and Damien, even though Damien's only in one song. Y'all don't
Oh
get it.
yeah, that's pretty cool too. I think Cosset's really underrated.
Oh yeah, I hate that stupid spider.
Well, I mean, don't we all? But like, we hate him in a silly way.
Yeah, so like, tell me more about the shipping. I'm curious. So like, I mean, as comfortable as you guys are talking about it, like,
Yeah.
so like, what about it? Just as an old grandpa, what about it is intriguing to you? Is it the stories that are intriguing to you? Is it like the romantic nature of it that's intriguing to you? Like, what about it do you like? Like,
For
I,
go ahead.
honestly, to me personally, I think I feel like quite a big connection to queer ships in general, just because those are like that's not expressed a lot in media. So that's something I find really appealing because I don't think like, especially with friendships, people don't often feel comfortable expressing their affection with each other. And like I think the way I see it, I think Stony and Tate have like a really cool like and like I see that progressing into something romantic, and it's really comforting, I think.
I agree.
Interesting.
For me, it honestly like started out as just kind of like a stupid joke because like no one, whenever I was getting into like One Trait, no one was doing that. So to me, it was like it would be funny if this happened, and then it like evolved into like it being my favorite ship of anything ever. But yeah, it's like I feel like because Trait and Stony are very like they're both interesting, but they're also kind of blank slates, so you can kind of project things onto them. So for me, I kind of like in my head, I've given them like this very deep bond that
real.
Where like that like the soulmate kind of bond, as crazy as it is, where it's like that is very comforting to me, and also just like interesting, and also it's the fact that it's just so absurd and so crazy. Like
So are the Stony and Trait ships or whatever, are they as insane as the music, or is it just like a normal romantic relationship based on these insane characters?
It kind of depends on the person. To me, I think that it's funny that it's like a genuinely wholesome relationship whenever we're talking about One Trait Danger here. Like I said, where it's like, I like it whenever there's a piece of like fan art or fan fiction or something that makes me be like, what the fuck is One Trait Danger about? Like, how did we get here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kaden raised a good point. Has Andrew seen the DJ Khaled comic? Because that's what came to my mind too, as far as like, it has the attitude of, I feel like the characters as they exist in canon, but like you can kind of.
What do you mean the DJ Khaled comment?
What's
that?
I love
earlier
that.
Pull it up.
Earlier this year, I drew this comic where it's Trait and Stony, and they're like lined together, and Trait's like, Stony, what are we? And Stony goes, we the best music, DJ Khaled. and I that tweet, I reposted it again like this week, and it got 12,000 likes on Twitter.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah, but it's like I don't think any of the people liking it knew that it was One Trait Danger, which is just really funny to me.
Yeah, you gotta tell
in
them.
a museum next to the Mona Lisa.
So personally, I don't get it at all, but 12,000 people liking it, I understand the power of that. You should tell them to go buy the fucking game.
Like it's just silly. We're just having fun. We're just fucking around. It's fun.
Yeah. So is the joke like, what are we, like a relationship? And then they just say something silly instead of something serious.
Honestly, pretty much.
Yeah,
so I got you.
That feels like a pretty honest reflection of their sort of characterization, while also, giving that sort of cozy.
Yeah.
See.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Next time you do a DJ Khaled 12,000 likes, go tell them to buy the game.
Oh,
we need
trust
12,000 more downloads.
He did. Yeah.
As soon as I saw it like getting traction, I plugged the Steam link in the
Hell
in the
yeah.
replies.
Hell yeah. See, that's what I'm trying to use shipping for. Sex sells, baby, and I need to sell.
So true. So true.
That same game dev friend who I really love that she's literally like, I want to leave my job working on this game to go play One Train Escape. But she's like, can I draw the dog? I'm like, I think Andrew would be fine with that. She's like self ship with this dog. I'm like, I think you're allowed.
Oh yeah,
you can do whatever you want.
Tony.
Do whatever you want. All I'd ask is just hashtag one trait, hashtag one trait escape. You know, whatever you got to do to plug it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Exactly.
advertise. Yeah. If I
Hashtag
may,
one
I
trait,
do have a third
hashtag
question.
watch the markets soar. I'm sorry, what was that? I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. Can I ask a third question? Maybe, perchance.
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, probably a lame one, but who was your favorite character to design, or who's your favorite character design up till now?
In the game or just in the universe in general?
In general, but in the game as well.
I think Stony. Stoney's fucking badass, dude.
Yeah, that was
the
obvious
glasses
answer.
and Remy did such a good job on that first piece of art, which we didn't even know was going to be the album art. It just was something that Remy drew, and I just thought it was dope as fuck. It's funny to me. I never even really looked at it as furry stuff. I obviously knew it was furry related, but when I look at a picture like that, I didn't think automatically furry. I just thought it looked cool. That's all that mattered to me, was that it looked cool.
Yeah,
and
Stoney's really cool.
it just happened to also be furry art, you know? And same with all this stuff in the game. It happens to be furry stuff, but I just think it looks cool, you know? That's where I'm coming from. So
was it not originally meant to be anything furry related? Was that just kind of coincidental?
Oh yeah, totally.
That's awesome.
The furry community adopted one trait, and then one trait responded. You know, it's always been cyclical. The fans have sort of formed the content just as much as Will and I have.
Yeah.
At least we could ask Will that question too. I don't know how he felt about it, but at the beginning, I had no when we were joking around at his parents' house making and recording Stony Baloney's rap on the first Stony Baloney song. I had no idea this was furry related. It was just I was just fucking around and I created this character named Stony Baloney. And then it was Remy shows this piece of art. I'm like, oh, it looks badass. Let's just use that for the album cover. And then people were like, oh, this is furry stuff. People looked at that and were like, okay, this is drawn by a furry artist. It's a furry character. The furry community co-ops it, and then I see that and I go, oh, I guess this is furry stuff, and then we just sort of roll in that direction. That's kind of how it went for me.
That's awesome.
I mean,
I think
feel
that's something I appreciate. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, you're fine. Sorry, you finished.
Yeah, I think that's something I really appreciate about the fandom is it's I think a lot of it is really community based, and we get to interact with you guys a lot and just the fandom as a whole. So I think a lot of the plot and just everything cool literally stems out of the community, and that's honestly really awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad you like that. Yeah, I think it's awesome too. And
yeah, I mean, you don't see that anymore in fandoms, so it's awesome.
Yeah, cool. And it's great for me because you guys are all making content that I can play off of. It makes my job easier as a content creator.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to say that is probably what I think is the most special about the One Trait fandom, where it's
yes,
I have this inside joke with myself where I have a rivalry with Will Toledo because he doesn't agree with my trait headcanons. So it's that's how serious that the One Trait Danger fan community stuff gets, where it's I'll argue with the people that made it. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome.
I think both that and that sort of dynamic of exchange and really feeling all a part of community are pretty cornerstone of furry spaces too. I think that's a pretty unique sort of dynamic that I found in the furry community and that I really see parallel in this fan space, and I think that's really cool as someone, I don't know, kind of coming into it, I guess, as a furry and just sort of more observational. I see that, and I think it's really special both that you can be in dialogue with the creators and the characters, you know, giving them their own sort of life. I think that's pretty special and pretty ampro. Yeah.
Yes,
Totally.
very true.
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of emblematic that this game does have like the entirety of a fan-made game in it, which I thought was really cool. Where they have the entirety of Party's Revenge at the end, and there's also some elements of One Date Danger baked in there that I snuck in.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and that's the whole point. Is like, you know, the more content that you all create, the more content that we can create too. You know, it goes both ways for sure.
Yeah, that's why I think there isn't really like a set canon, it feels like, anymore. It's just kind of like whatever you want.
Totally. I'll say, like, you know, Stony might not have been a predetermined furry character, but I found it interesting that, like, people don't recognize that about Trait, which Trait to me, like, that's very clearly like a sort of avatar persona, you know, and I feel like it has existed in this sort of liminal space where people were recognizing him as an alter ego, but not necessarily a furry character. Whereas I feel like, you know, where Will's coming from and where Trait's coming from is very much rooted in the sort of furry space. So
totally. Well, I think it depends who you're talking to. I'm sure if you're talking to a furry, they'd be more willing to understand that it's a persona. As opposed to an alter ego. But like, if you're talking to someone who is not familiar with the furry community, which is a lot of people, you know, they don't even like think about that stuff, you know, like it's just like, oh, it's a guy in a mask, you know, like it's not even a thought. The same way that when I saw Stony, I wasn't like, oh, this is a furry character. I'm just like, oh, this is a dope ass dog.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Okay, so much.
I need to go, but like, thank you guys for answering my questions.
Thanks for asking. Thanks for the conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Soma, get in here.
Is Soma here?
That's
Oh, hello, Soma.
So you don't say that's one of my oomps. That's
Good morning. Good morning to my friends, and hello to you, Andrew.
Yeah, hello. Wait, can I just cut you off? One question real quick on my end. Does anybody call each other Oompa Loompas? Oompa Loompas?
I don't call you Oomp, Andrew.
Can we start?
Okay.
You are op to me.
Op?
Like one person might be my oomph, but if I have all my friends over here in this corner, those are all my Oompa Loompas. Is that a thing?
Yes, but you are my op, Andrew.
Oh, what's that?
Does Andrew know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
What's an op? You are my opposition.
Oh.
Okay.
You're her
What the fuck?
His adversary. You're his nemesis.
We've met.
I don't even know you, dog.
Yeah, that's not true.
You gotta come up in my stream and talk shit to me.
This is what he's talking about.
You're coming to my stream talking shit to me? I'm the op.
Shit to your face. I've talked shit to your face.
If I'm the op, you're the op. You're op. You're triple op.
All right, cool. All right, can I ask my question?
Sure.
All right. Are you going to make an easier version that I can play?
Easier than easy mode?
Yeah.
I mean, easy mode's pretty easy at this point.
It's
not. I mean, maybe.
Like I'm shaking just thinking about it. It's scary.
Well, have you played?
I watched the other guy.
Did you see the stream the other day?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And I was like,
he was playing on easy mode and he was just killing it.
Yeah, but he was just doing a good job. I can't do that. I'm telling you, there's tears in my eyes just thinking about it.
I think you really could. Here's the thing about making it stupidly easy. Like, we definitely could, and I could even, you know what you could do, now that I'm saying it out loud? We have a way to launch the game in debug mode, which allows you to just pull up a debug menu and just hop from scene to scene. So like, if you really want to just like see the game, you can literally open up the debug menu and turn on God mode and take no damage. Like, that's an option. And I can, if you message in the One Trait Danger Discord, I can show you how to set that up. You just launch the game in the properties on Steam with the launch option --debug. And then when you're in the game, hit F10 and you can do whatever you want. You go God mode, you can hop from scene to scene. I think I don't want to make easy mode any easier because like I want it to be a challenge. Like, the game is designed to be a challenge, and that's what makes it rewarding. And even if you're bad at video games, I still want you to accept and try to beat the challenge. That's the goal. But if you really, really just want to buy it and see the game, yeah, we can set you up in the debug mode.
Okay, because I'll cry. I don't like being chased.
Well, then I wouldn't play this game because it's like 99% being chased.
Oh.
But if you want to just click God mode, you can take no damage.
Okay.
So that's an option.
Oh, okay. You'll have my $10, Andrew.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you, Op. Love you, Op.
Bye, friends. Bye, Up.
Bye.
Who else did we have in the virtual dot shelf? That's
Shelf. Oh, yeah, goat. Sure.
Hello.
Virtual
Why are you laughing at me? I haven't even said anything. Okay, sorry. My question is more of a boring technical one, but I was wondering if there's like, would there be like a release of like the stats in the game, like enemy health, like spawning data, item health data, damage, etc.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I haven't thought about that. I have a spreadsheet when I was like balancing the game. I was tracking all the enemy healths. I could post that if you want to remind me on the Discord. Like, just ping me on the Discord at some point in the next day or two, and I can post. I have like I could do a screenshot of all the enemy healths. I have it in a spreadsheet. Spawning data, there isn't really much. I mean, I could show you the code, but that's just more of like you kind of just got to play to figure out how it works. Yeah. Is there anything else that you wanted to see besides spawning data and?
No, I
enemy
was
health?
just like the sort of guts of the game, because when I get really into a game, I sort of I like to know the technical, like how everything happens, especially when it's like items and like sort of chaining items together and leveling them up, and it's sort of like the Binding of Isaac, like just knowing every detail of the game, sort of
Right.
part of the
Yeah,
experience.
I think the easiest way would just to be play and see, but I could definitely, like, if you're curious about specific things, I could definitely walk you through how they work. And like drop rates and stuff like that. Like those are all things I could easily show you.
Okay, well, thank you. That's it.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, VDS.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
We have Archer.
Wait, Finn had
So yeah, music question from Archer.
Wait, what'd you say?
Finn had a question for Andrew. Andrew, do you like Cosset or Cosset AI more?
Cosset AI is so dope, dude. Are you kidding me? But weaker than Cosset. Oh, sorry.
It's all right. So, Andrew, music related. I am like a massive fan of your production on One Trade Danger and Madlow in particular. What
awesome.
are your inspirations for that production with synths and all that?
Yeah, a lot of EDM. Skrillex for sure. Like, I just love really high quality sound production and sound design. It really fascinates me. I love music that just feels good to the ears. Like, I'm definitely not a lyrics guy. I'm more of a feel guy. And I mean, like, luckily Karsia Headrest is both feel and lyrics, so we've got that going for us. But like, if it's like a song that I don't think sounds cool without the lyrics, I'm typically not going to be into it. And so that's why I like EDM, because it's very much not about the lyrics. It's the exact opposite. It's strictly the feel. You know, that ear nectar or whatever, like when you just hear that bass hit just the right way. So yeah, Skrillex is great. You know, artists like Champagne Drip, these guys that are just like pushing the envelope of what a cool sound can be. Those are the inspirations for me.
Yeah, I've been re-listening to Daft Punk and Justice's discographies, and it's the sound. I love the EDM sound of it, and I feel the same way with One Trait and Madlow. Just I love the instrumentals of those albums. And
I'm glad you do. Yeah, I mean, a lot of work was put into them for sure. Oh, I almost just beat it. Oh, it's 20 away.
Do you see how?
Sorry, I'm playing the game at the same time. Well, it's hard to talk and do this at the same time. Okay. But yeah, I'm glad you appreciate the production, because yeah, a lot of work goes into it. I'm really excited to start working on the new 1TD album. with Will here in the next few months. And yeah, just get back into music mode. Like I think I'm probably just gonna like go on YouTube and just watch like a bunch of modern tutorials. Like that's how I do it. Like I just like I go look at the latest tutorials on how to make the most modern cool sounds, and then I just use those as starting points for songs. Like there's a song in this game called Bring the Noise, which will be it's the Trillion boss fight, which will be on the next album hopefully. And like that's that bass sub synth that I use that's doing the wobbles. Like that was from a tutorial. I forget who it was. Maybe it was AU5. AU5 does really good sound design tutorials. And I just did a tutorial on like bass synths, and then I just tweaked it how I liked it and made a whole song based around it. And like typically that's what I do. So like I'm simultaneously learning how to produce and sound design while I'm writing. So yeah, I like that flow. So I'm excited to get back into it for the next few months.
So one more thing before I head off the stage. Someone earlier in the Q&A asked about mods. Last night, I funnily enough was testing mod loaders, and the Bepin EX one that like Lethal Company uses works perfectly fine on One Trade Escapes. People just got to make mods for it, but it works just
So
fine.
what do you do? Well, how does it work?
So with the mod loader, you just put it in with the exe of the game, and then you just drop the mods in the mod folder, and it works. But I am not familiar with Unity modding, so.
But like
if so-
define a mod, like you could change the character skins or.
I guess really anything. A guy with the.
I mean, I would love to see how it works and see someone do it. But yeah, please make mods. I think that'd be fucking awesome. But I would assume that would take a lot of work. So
I think the
good
easiest
luck.
ones would probably be like scaling of enemies, like health and like skins. Obviously, would be pretty easy to do. But enemy scale, like if someone really wants to, they can make a super easy mode or something and make the enemies one hit or I don't know. But yeah, the mod loader that I actually put in the One Trade Escape general channel, if whoever Brave Soul wants to figure out how to make mods for that, it works. It does work.
Sweet. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I hope somebody does. That'd be awesome.
All right, I'm heading off stage.
Cool, thanks.
Thank you, Archer.
I just want to say to Count Chocula, I'm sorry for whapping you with my big ears. The first time I ever wore this suit and was asking Will about it, I was going through shit in my life and was like, hey, can I just put your fursuit and lay face down on the ground or lay on the ground? And he's like, yeah, but you might need to lay face up because his big ears get in the way. And I was just like, his big ears get in the way, going through all the shit of those 2 weeks before I got to Seattle and got the hell out of Ohio. I was like, but his big ears get in the way. And as I have learned, they really do. So I'm sorry for whacking you with my big ears, but what can I say? They get in the way.
Finn is begging if Damien is ever coming back.
Maybe. Hard to say. Probably not. I don't know why he would. Maybe at Damien's dad's funeral, Stoney's there to huck a loogie on the grave or something. I don't know, but you never know.
Oh, Archer, I have one, but I don't know if my webcam works. We have other people in the queue if someone wants to go.
Yeah,
Hello, I'm back again. I have another question, but I also want to preface this by saying I'm so sorry if you can hear my rats. I have them in my room and they're being really noisy. So if you hear weird scratching noises, that's that.
Okay, good to know.
Okay, so this is also a very, very stupid question, but it's been a genuine debate between me and my friend for years about One Trait Danger. So in the song Backup, He's the Man, there's the lyric, fuck my stepdad, and we've been debating. Does that lyric mean that he's telling his stepdad to go fuck himself, or he would want to fuck a stepdad?
No, telling stepdad to go fuck himself for sure. Yeah.
Okay, thank
I'm
you.
not,
That is my.
I'm not
that
sure
is
how
my
that
thing.
even became a debate, but I'm glad you guys
I'm
are
not even
debating about
kidding you.
something.
It's been like for 3 years. It's been a debate that this is
Yeah.
between my
Yeah, no,
friend.
it's like I hate my stepdad. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad.
I think we would have phrased it a little differently if it was like, I really want to fuck my stepdad. You know?
Yeah, that was my thought process on it, but not even kidding. I told my friend there was a Q&A today, and they spammed me being like, "If you don't ask that question, I'm gonna be really upset." So
Glad
please
we could
blame them
settle
and
it.
not me.
Yeah,
But
glad we
thank
could
you for
finally settle
settling that.
Of course.
All right, thank you again.
It's the real Stony baloney in the fur himself.
In the fur. I can't put him on because he doesn't fit over my headset. But I have him. I want to get a beanie and like sunglasses for him, but I haven't yet. Count Chocula wants to know if it's cool if they make their own Sony suit. I'm sure Andrew would think that's cool.
Of course. Of course.
Awesome.
Just tell people to buy the game. See, so you guys need to understand. You're walking advertisements, and I need you to fulfill your duty.
Then I just crash out.
Catzilla, you want to come up here?
Oh, okay. Hi guys.
Hello.
I low-key stressed out because I did not have time to formulate my question. I know I had like God knows how long, but I need to figure out how to word it. Forgive me if I'm coming off as a fake ass fan. I have not listened to every single song in the discography. Skin
That's
me.
totally
I know.
cool. I don't know if I've even listened to every song in the discography. I fucking made them.
I'm curious if we will ever see any more Tommy related content. Because Tommy's my goat.
Oh yeah, probably.
And I love him.
Yeah, probably
I
we'll
love
see
him
some
so
Tommy
much.
stuff. Yeah.
My
We'll see some
friend,
Tommy stuff.
my friend bought me the game for my birthday, and I was like, "Freak yes, brother!" And
Hell
I
yeah.
was so joyous upon seeing my goat Tommy in the flesh. I was just so I was so excited. I was so excited. But okay.
I would assume Tommy will make a resurgence at some point. I mean, if Tim's connected, he does. Tommy will probably be by his side. So,
Okay,
you can sleep easy tonight.
This is less of a question. It's more of a statement. I just want to say that like I really like the way. I know this has probably been said before. I really like the interaction with like the fan base and like how like in touch with it you are. I think that's really awesome because I know like
Appreciate that.
a lot of fandoms you kind of you're like left on a rock and the creator's off somewhere doing their own thing. But it's very in touch and I really appreciate that. Like especially with like all the like guest animators and like people that you have working on the game and how many like different designs there are for the characters. I don't know. I've always thought that was really cool.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry,
I mean, I try to stay in touch though. To be honest, I feel like I'm pretty out of touch. Every time I talk to you guys, I feel like I don't know shit. But I try. You know, like I like interacting with the fans, and I like making you guys feel known and seen. So yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm like.
Don't let Skibbity get you down, Andrew. You're very in touch.
Dude, yeah, Skibbity is making me feel pretty bad, to be honest. I don't like it at all, and I'd like it to stop. That's how I feel about it.
My family dinner, my cousin's always yapping about Skibbity toilet.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Final Patreon ban delight Skibbity toilet watch party.
I don't really have anything else to say. I just need I'm drawing Tommy right now, as we speak. So I don't really have anything else to add, but I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye.
I appreciate your devotion to Tommy.
I love Tommy.
He's underrated.
Oh, I love Tommy. Okay, bye guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Which I think I also gotta say goodbye and go get some food and lay down. But
yeah, do your thing.
It's been great to hang out.
Thank you for joining us, Kai.
Bye, Kai.
Yeah, thanks, Kai. Catch you later. I'm gonna keep doing this till my eyes bleed. So
yeah,
wish me luck.
I might pee after I eat some food because I have been curious to see the actual gameplay, but I gotta eat something.
Yeah.
And I'll come get my shirt from you sometime.
Yeah, totally.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Catch you later.
Toodles. Bye.
Bye, guy.
Did anybody see how close I got on one of those runs? I got 986.
You flopped so
It's
far towards the
always when someone's making me answer. I'm at like 950 when someone finishes their question, and I got to start thinking. Can't do them all at the same time.
I have to look away because I get dizzy every time I look at this.
Yeah, I'm locked in, dude.
Oh,
I grew up on Guitar Hero, man.
Finn asked, "Is One Trait Greatest High working title going to get a flash drive release?" Or One Trait
Greatest Hits?
Yeah.
Flash drive? No, absolutely not.
Emily's gonna kill you.
We didn't do one for bangers. People don't want flash drives anymore. We're past that point.
I do. I am so serious. I have been like searching so hard for like someone who's selling their old One Trait High USB because I have the World Tour one, but I don't have a One Trait High one.
Yeah,
And
well,
I
the
want
World
it
Tour
so
ones will
bad.
be easier to find because we couldn't fucking sell any of them because no one wanted flash drives anymore. The One Trait High ones sold fine because that was at a point in time where flash drives were still like a thing that people would be interested in.
Are you
yeah.
guys thinking about like physical releases, like officially?
Mm,
Vinyl,
no,
please.
probably not. I mean, we did that bootleg run with that whoever did the bootleg, but
If that person is
wait.
here
Oh,
that bought...
fuck!
Oh shit!
Oh.
God damn it!
Oh my god!
That is.
I was so fucking close.
Thomas jump duck reaction.
Yeah, I mean, vinyl, probably not. I mean, unless somebody does a bootleg thing again. But like, yeah, I mean, it's all Spotify and digital now. Like, vinyl's cool, but also like, One Trait music isn't really meant for vinyl. Like, it's big and loud and EDM-y, and like, vinyl's meant for quieter shit. Like, EDM doesn't sound good on vinyl. You know, it's more just. I think what you guys want is just something physical. You know, you want more physical merch for it, which we could definitely do.
Because for me,
you know, the
like,
bigger one TD gets, the more of that we can do. Because you know, you have to sell enough of it to make it worthwhile to print. You know,
for me, it's like I love having physical things, like being surrounded by something that I love. So like I have a lot of anime figures because it's like I like to look around and see like physical manifestations of something that I love so much. So it's like for me, it's not really about the fact that One Trait would sound good on a vinyl. It's just that like I want to hold it in my hands. And if that motherfucker that is in here that bought the Discogs listing for the One Trait High vinyl, if it went for like fucking $80, and if you're the one that bought it, I hate you so much because I wanted it so bad.
Oh, that shit's selling for $80?
No, it was 100. It was 100.
It was 100?
Yes.
I got one of those fuckers on my wall right now. Shit, I'll sell that. $8,000. Who wants it?
Me.
Nah, I can't sell it. It's too precious.
Finn wants to know if 1TT will have an Overwatch collab.
What? I mean, if they let me. Again, you guys, you know my stance on this. If anybody wants to add 1TD to any part of anything, I'm down. But not everyone's down. So if anybody knows someone at Blizzard, let me know.
Oh, Trabe with the Tommy PFP says, I think that was me. I forgive you because you have the Tommy profile picture from One Trait Danger. I can't get mad at people who have something I drew on their profile.
I had to skip the jump duck. I got too fucked up. I'm starting to realize there's no fucking way I'm beating this in one session. So you're gonna get about half of it, and then we'll do another stream to finish it.
Someone said
I'll
there should be one.
I'll beat this level and then cost it AI, and then I'll stop. Oh, 1TD keychains? I mean, there was gonna be if the Kickstarter had not failed.
It's not too late to bring them back.
True.
It's actually so good that Kickstarter failed, though. That would have been bad. Like, the timeline would have been way too crunched. The game would have been much shittier, so it's honestly a blessing in disguise.
I used to make my own keychains, but I stopped doing that because I kind of felt bad selling Stoney's face, even if it wasn't for that much.
Oh yeah, didn't you send me a couple of those? I think I have some of those.
No, I remembered. So I was like cleaning stuff out, like a few months ago, and I found like a Stony keychain that I remembered that I reserved to give to you at the zoo show, and I forgot about it. So I was like, oh no.
Someone gave me, I forget who it was. Someone gave me keychains. I have 2 keychains sitting in my office right now.
Was it August?
Oh yeah, it might have been August. That's right.
Because
Yeah.
I remember August made those. But hey, if you wanted to do an official run of 1-D keychains, I would love to draw some.
If the album picks up speed, the next album, and people are liking it, yeah, we could have you and Emily work something out and make some merch. But yeah, it's always, we just got to make sure that the music does well enough to warrant it. Because like making merch for something that people don't like is embarrassing, you know?
That's fair. But even if you do like a small run, because I mean those
Totally.
shirts,
And again, like if you want to sell shit to break even, that's fine. As long as you're not making a profit, I'm fine with that.
yeah.
Like if you want to do a run of keychains, you can do it today. I don't care.
Someone asked, "What's your favorite PNW food spot?" I don't know what that means.
Pacific Northwest.
Oh.
Favorite food spot? I've been really, really liking this place called Bagopa, which is in the International District in Seattle. Also love Dozone, which is also, I don't know if they have it anywhere else but the Pacific Northwest, but they got a bunch of them up here. It's Xiaolong Bao dumplings. Love those. Yeah. Also love Tacos Chukis. That's a great Seattle taco spot. But yeah, probably those 3.
Someone in the chat said Dick's Drive-In is mid.
What?
You're getting banned.
I mean, it's fast food. Yeah, of course it's mid, but like that's what it's about. It's cheap and it's quick and it tastes good.
I remember, like, I feel like the moment that me and Surf and our friends Splat and Reese, we all went to Dick's Drive-In for the first time and we had it together. That is like a soul bonding moment. Because it was so good.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. They're good burgers, but like, yeah, it's fast food.
I think it's the fact that it's so cheap that's really appealing to me.
Yeah, and it's quick, and like they treat their employees well, and it's clean. Yeah, like it's a great establishment. That's why it's so popular.
Someone asked if you played Hollow Knight or Subnautica.
I played Subnautica. Did not play Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight is good. I'm just not super good at like platforming games.
I played Celeste. Celeste was good. I like that one a lot. Yeah, but yeah, again, I'm mostly a competitive. I like competitive games. Yeah, Overwatch, Dark and Darker, probably the 2 best games I've played in the last decade.
I feel like the only like competitive game that I play is Overwatch.
I tried.
Everything else I played.
I tried getting
what?
Dark and Darker, but you quit after like a date.
That's a hard game. It's a very, very steep learning curve. Like you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna try this game for an hour and see how I feel. You have to commit to like 20 hours to even start to feel like you understand the game. Like it's a steep learning curve. But once you figure it out, it's like the most rewarding PvP I've ever played.
Someone wants to know who your mains are in Overwatch.
Ball, Ash, Ana.
Andrew is such a legendary wrecking ball that whenever we play we say Whizpot instead of wrecking ball.
Whizpot is a legendary name, absolutely. I've had that name since I was 11 years old.
Finn asked if you like Raising Canes.
I'm not sure if I've had Raising Cane's. We might have tried it on tour, but if we did, I don't remember it. So I'm sure it's fine. It's just it's fast food. Like it's all tasty. It's like medically designed, scientifically designed to be tasty. So yeah, but doesn't mean it's like good.
Raising Cane's is like an SS plus tier restaurant for me.
Yeah, I mean I've heard a lot about it for sure. Seen videos on TikTok of guys dunking chicken in literal cups of mustard or whatever the fuck they're dunking it in.
That cane sauce.
Gross. Ugh, God, it's too much sauce for me. I'm not a dunk it in the sauce kind of guy.
Someone said Cane's is mid. Ban that guy.
Finn just asked
How many,
if you play Overwatch with us again.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, we could. I think we might have to because like we're running out of ideas for these fucking streams for the Patreon, so we might have to do that. But yeah, totally. How many people do we have watching this still?
44.
No way. There's 44 people out there? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow. If anybody out there is thinking about buying the game, I hope this convinced you to go buy it and write a glowing review. And if you do have the game and you haven't written a glowing review, go do that right now. That's the best way you can support the game. Steam review. The best. The best.
Someone wants Carsey Headrest to come to Brazil.
Yeah. I want to come to Brazil for sure. I would love to.
Come to Ireland.
Someone said come to my house.
That I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Aren't we getting tour news in like a week anyways?
Didn't you guys got told about another show, right?
Only Chicago and whatever else the other one was.
Yeah, Utah, Chicago. Yeah. So there's more coming. Don't you worry.
Oh God.
Dude, Danger Mode's fucking easy.
Someone said, "Can Andrew?"
I made
tattoo
this
my
game too
forehead
easy.
in Chicago.
Tattoo your forehead? Yeah, for sure. Bring a tattoo gun. I'll absolutely tattoo your forehead. That's insane. I'll recommend that you don't do it, but I will do it for you.
You're gonna write eat shit in tattoo ink.
I mean, hey, if you give me full free range on your forehead, don't expect it to look good. That's all I'm gonna say.
They're talking about Hawk Tua in chat. I don't think Gampa knows what that means.
He says
I know Hawktua. For sure I know
Oh.
Hawktua. I opened my phone in the last 2 months. For sure I know what Hawktua is. But when people try to get me to say it on Cameo, I'm not going to give in to that bullshit.
I think somebody tried to get you to say it for my birthday.
Yeah, I ain't giving into that.
Hawk
But yeah,
Tua.
absolutely. I know that. I saw that video and I thought it was so fucking funny. Like everybody else did. It was hilarious.
Clip that. Andrew Katz thinks Hawk Tua is hilarious.
Absolutely. I don't think her making like a meme coin and rug pulling a bunch of people is very funny, but I also think that she shouldn't be all blamed all that much. Like, there's no fucking way she orchestrated that thing. There's no way she knew how to do that. So
I don't think
there's
she
obviously
knows.
a team of people that were like, hey, like, you should do this and we should ride the fame out, and you might be able to make a little bit of money if we ride this thing out. And she was just like, yeah, sure, money sounds good. And then they just rug pulled everybody and she got blamed for it. Like, that sucks.
Someone said, I think she's an evil genius.
Yeah, I think you're dead. I think you're dead wrong about that. Oh no, I'm fucked.
Oh no.
Danger mode's so hard. Ah!
You called it easy. What the fuck?
Danger mode is hard.
Someone wants to know how far you got in Subnautica.
I got down to the point where you were building like the big submarine and you could go really deep and see the leviathans. But then I got kind of stuck and I couldn't figure out where to go from there, so I stopped playing. Yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna make this danger mode. This is gonna have to be a multi-part stream. Danger mode is fucking hard. God, I take it back. This is so hard. But normal mode is too easy, in my opinion. Danger mode is this is what danger mode should be, though. It should be insanely hard. You know, it literally says danger. Yeah. Oh, I can build a helmet. I think that will help on my next run.
Someone said, I remember watching Andrew play Subnautica during family dinner. Andrew, bring family dinner back.
Yeah, family dinner was fun. I mean, that family dinner just turned into
Bandit life.
whatever the Patreon is now, you know? All right, I'm quitting.
This could be family dinner.
Are we the new band members?
Yeah.
Seth and Ethan and Will.
Yeah, you did it. Congrats, you're in.
Yay!
Well, thanks everybody for coming. I need to go like eat food. I thought I was gonna be able to beat danger mode quicker than that, but I got played. I played myself, as DJ Khalid would say. I played myself. So thanks for coming by. Thanks for supporting the game. If you're interested in the game and you like what you saw or heard today, please go buy it. Buy it for a friend for Christmas, or buy it for yourself for Christmas, or whatever you celebrate. And go give it a glowing review, a nice long written review with a thumbs up. It's the best thing you can do for us if you want to support it. Tell your friends, spread the word, give it to every streamer you know. Goop, 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 baby. Clip that. Clip that, chat. F's in chat. F's in chat. See you, chat. F's in chat. Catch you later. All right. Thanks, mods. Talk to you later.
Of course. Bye-bye.